Ohio gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with the NPB, the Pacific League, Central League, or their sponsors. We are giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English-speaking fans around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. Tonight, we are going to be calling the season finale or the series finale of the game between the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Orix Buffaloes. The Eagles are looking to complete the 3-game sweep of this series, and it is going to be in the right-hander is Daichi Takayasu, who is going to be entrusted to try to put an end to this as he's getting the start today for the Orix Buffaloes. We're going to give you the starting lineups first from the visitors from Tohoku. Leading off and playing in left field wearing number 6 is Haruki Nishikawa. Batting second and playing shortstop wearing number 0 is Hiroto Kobukata. Batting third and playing second base wearing number 3 is Hideto Asamura. In the cleanup spot and in right field wearing number 35 is Hiroki Shimouchi. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 12, Jose Marmaleos. Batting sixth at first base wearing number 7 is Daichi Suzuki. Batting seventh and playing third base wearing number 24 is Fumiya Kurakawa. Batting eighth and in center field wearing number 8 is Ryosuke Tatsumi. And batting ninth and doing the catching tonight is Hikari Oda. He wears number 2. And they are going to be facing right-hander Daichi Takayasu, and he is 3-2 on the season. He's worked 48 and 2/3 innings. He's got 48 hits allowed, 26 runs, 24 of which are earned, 19 walks, 26 strikeouts, and an ERA of 4.44. And we were getting ready to get this one underway. We had a few folks that were in earlier and were asking, is this going to be a high-scoring game? I think it will be tonight. I think that in this finale, the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are really swinging the bats well. They pounded out over 15 hits last night. And they pretty much rolled out the same lineup tonight. The only change is the catcher is different. And now we're ready to get this one underway. And here comes the first pitch of the ball game. And it is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Nishikawa. The umpires today are all in pink hats, as it is Mother's Day in Japan. The players are all sporting their pink armbands, and there's even a couple of pink bats there as well. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So Takayasu on the mound. I hope I don't butcher his name too much. I apologize if I do. And so he is getting his third start of the season. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. And there is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2. The umpire has got a pink hat on, a pink mask, and he's got everything else. The shoes for Nishikawa are pink with white laces. He's got the pink armbands, and the batting gloves are a little bit of pink in them too. So it is pink all the way around. It's also a pink ball bag on the one side for the home plate umpire, and there's a fastball that misses down. The count now runs even to 2-2. So pink all over the place in Osaka tonight. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nishikawa. Nishikawa on the season's batting .308. He's got 5 homers and 24 runs batted in. And here's the offering from Takayasu, and it is fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow center field. Moving back on it a little bit is the center fielder, Godu. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire Nishikawa. 1 up and 1 away here for the Eagles in their half of the first inning. It's going to bring up the shortstop, Hiroto Kobukata. For Kobukata on the season, he's batting .274. He's got no homers and 5 runs batted in. He is a sacrifice bunt machine. Is one of the things that he does very well. He's a left-handed batter. He's a bit diminutive, but he's having a good season so far. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. We welcome Alexander Leggett into the house. Vivid Life, Troy Trolls has been around here. Ruben, welcome everybody. There is a fastball that just misses low, and the count now goes to 1-1 to Kobakata. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Kobakata, early in the season, we saw him getting the nod in center field a bit for the Eagles. He has mostly played shortstop in the time that we've been watching. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kobakata. Takayasu ready to deliver. He goes into the motion. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 3-1. If there is a knock on the right-hander Takayasu, he walks too many batters, in my opinion. He's allowed 19 free passes in his 48 2/3 innings. That's just a little bit more for my liking. Here comes the 3-1, and there's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Kobakata. The attendance tonight is looking shaky again for the Buffaloes. We watched last night's game, and there was a lot of empty seats in Osaka. And there might even be more empty seats today as there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Hideto Asamara, who waits his turn on deck for the Golden Eagles, who are flapping their wings this season. They are in first place in the Pacific League, and there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Kobakata stands there and watches it go by for out number 2 here in the inning. It was a great pitch by the pitcher Takayasu. It was the inside corner, but I have to say it did look like it was a bit down the way that the catcher received it. So Kobakata is walking back to the dugout, wondering what that strike zone is. I'm sure the plate umpire will hear about that from the bench at some point. So here comes Hideto Asamura to the plate, and the first pitch is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Asamura is hitting .321 on the season. He's got 6 homers and 27 RBIs. In last night's ball game, he had a 2-run double in the 8th inning that padded the lead for the Eagles. He had a couple of knocks, and he was on base 3 times. So Asamura is starting to get it going here now for the Eagles in this part of the season. He's starting to put up the numbers that we would expect a veteran to have as him. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded through the 6 hole into left field. And Asamura is aboard with a 2-out single. And that's going to bring up Hiroki Shimochi. So Shimochi steps to the plate. He's hitting .261 on the season. He's got a homer and 15 runs batted in. He, too, last night has started to get things rolling for himself. He was probably one of the most dangerous hitters in the Golden Eagles lineup last year, and he had a very good playoff run for the Golden Eagles. A veteran professional hitter. When you watch Shimochi step up to the plate, he takes a lot of pitches. He works the count. Not afraid to hit deep into counts. Very selective on what he attacks. Uses all fields pretty well. So here comes the first pitch to Shimochi. And it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The Golden Eagles batting order is one of the stronger orders in all of the game. The top 5 hitters right now, I really have it going for the Golden Eagles. Nishikawa, Kobakata, Asamura, Shimochi, and Marmolejos all swinging the bat well. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner, and the count runs even at 1-1. Troy pops in. How's everybody doing? And we are doing pretty good tonight. We're in for some exciting baseball here. Just a few programming notes. We are going to be back on the air again this week. We've got some games with the Detroit Tigers. I know that's Troy will be interested in that. We're calling a couple of games in that Oakland series. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. Troy says he's got his money on the Golden Eagles tonight, and that might be a good choice. Golden Eagles are the tops right now in the Pacific League, and they're playing very good baseball. On the flip side of the coin, the Buffaloes are 10.5 games back in the Pacific League, and they are struggling right now. So here comes the 1-2 offering, and there is a split finger pitch that misses down to the dirt. It's a good block. Down to second goes Asamura, and the throw is in time. It's going to go down as a caught stealing. A nice block there by the catcher, Fushimi. He pounced on the ball, and he's able to gun down Asamura trying to steal. It's going to go down as a caught stealing 2-6 for the third out of the inning. So for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles in their half of the first, they had no runs, there was one hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. Through a half inning, it is Tohoku nothing. The Orix Buffaloes coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the first inning in just a couple moments. Glad you guys can make it in here with us tonight. Here is our friend Dave.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Orix Buffaloes coming to bat, and we'll give you the lineup here as it is going to be leading off in right field wearing number 9 is Tomoya Noguchi. The third baseman batting second is number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting third in left field is number 67, Kai Nakagawa. In the cleanup spot and wearing number 7 is Masataki Yoshida. Batting fifth at second base wearing number 4 is Breivik Valera. Batting sixth at first base wearing number 44 is Yuma Tongu. Batting seventh at shortstop and wearing number 24 is Kataro Kobayashi. Batting eighth and doing the catching wearing number 23 is Tori Fushimi. Batting ninth in center field wearing number 8 is Shunta Goto, and they are facing Takahiro Norimoto, who is ready to get things underway here for the Golden Eagles, and he throws a first pitch fastball up and away for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. For Noguchi on the season, he's batting .300. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. He is 9 for 30 thus far. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Noguchi. Our friend Troy Trolls says, I'm hoping the Tigers can 5-game sweep the Oakland Athletics. It looks like that is one of the ones that they've got extra games on. There is a doubleheader midday. And there's that fastball that was swung on by Noguchi that runs the count to 1-2. Vivid Light says he's on the over at 6.5. I do believe that you're probably right. I think that both of these pitchers are going to get roughed up a little bit. Here comes the 1-2 offering, and there's a fastball that's swung on and it's lifted foul into the seats, and that's going to keep the count at 1-2. As we say it was lifted into the seats for real because there's a lot of empty seats here today on Mother's Day. Last night, I'm just going to do the attendance check on last night's game. We didn't take a look at that last night before the game ended. There's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. Last night, the announced attendance was 18,340. I'd be shocked if there was as many as that tonight in the stands because there's a lot of empty seats. The upper deck is almost barren. The Osaka Dome, you probably could get your own section if you bought a ticket and your own personal fire escape. There's a fastball that is swung on. It's grounded softly over to third. It's fielded neatly by the third baseman, Kurakawa. He fires across the diamond, and that is going to retire Noguchi on a ground out, 5-3 for out number 1. That'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. For Yuma Mune on the season, he's batting .212. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. He's back into the familiar spot where we would recognize him, batting in the 2 hole. So he is in the 2 spot tonight. Last night he was a little bit further down the batting order. So right-hander against the left-hander. Norimoto kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0 to Mune. Mune is a diminutive player, but as we have mentioned in previous games, really had a breakout season last year. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. It's very, very productive. So 2 balls and no strikes to Mune. The best year of his NPB career thus far. Here's the 2-0, and there's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count now runs to 3-0. The Buffaloes are in their home whites with the pinstripes today. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles are with their maroon tops and white pants, with the maroon piping down the side of the leg. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now runs to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Mune. Norimoto gets the aside from his catcher, and he rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's another breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-2 on Mune. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander ready to go into the motion. Norimoto rocks and delivers. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball that's swung on. This is going to reach the seats on the third base side, and that's going to keep the count at 3-2. Norimoto, this season, this is his third start. He's only worked 10 1/3 innings to this point in the 2 starts he's made. And it's not been sparkling. He's been okay. He's walked more than he's struck out. He's walked 6 and fanned 5 in those 10 1/3 innings of work. And there is a split finger pitch swung on. It's bounding foul. It just goes past the bag, foul at first base. And that is going to keep the count at 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Vivid Life says, I need the Hawks and the Eagles to win. He parlayed with faith. I'll have to take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard and see what's going on in the action. We'll do that in a couple innings. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. We will be calling some midweek Japanese games again this week, as they are going to have some afternoon starts. We will be calling the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles again. I always say that with a bit of a preface, weather permitting, because there is some cloud in the forecast on the Tuesday evening game, which is Wednesday in Japan. There is a split finger pitch that swung on. It's tapped slowly over to second. Charging it is Asamura. He fields it. He throws to first, and Mune is retired for out number 2. That's going to go down as a ground out, 4-3 for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. For Nakagawa, he's hitting a .167 on the season. It was a bit of an eyebrow raiser that he was in the lineup in the 3 spot. He's got nothing in the slash line as well. Though last night he did hit the ball hard. A couple of his trips to the plate. Here comes the first offering from Norimoto. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is 0-1. On the season, he's only 3 for 18. He is sporting the number 67. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. Those are usually reserved for the regular farm players or the younger players who haven't established themselves in the first team. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is driven foul down the right field line. The count is now at 1-2. As we said, the teams here, certainly it's a 10.5 game lead right now for the Eagles on the Orix Buffaloes. They have a 4-game lead over the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. It is lined to the first baseman. A nice play by Daichi Suzuki, making a couple of steps to his right to haul that one in. Hard luck for Nakagawa as he hit that ball right on the screws. And he is retired for out number 3 here in the first inning. So the Buffaloes, they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're through 1 complete. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, nothing. The Orix Buffaloes, nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second inning after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher, And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in return, we like to support Steve Rademacher. He is in the house. Be sure to check him out. He's got a video today up on his always famous twice-a-year haircut. He's got himself a new do. So be sure to check it out. That's Steve Rademacher going with the acorn look. Here comes Hiroki Shimouchi to lead it off here in the second inning. It is the heart of the Eagles batting order to face the right-hander Takeyasu. The first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down in it, and the count is 1-0. Shimouchi was up to bat when Asamura was thrown out stealing to end the first inning, so he starts the inning off here with a fresh count. And here comes the second offering now from the right-hander Takeyasu, and it is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So Shimouchi, Marmoleos, and Suzuki to face the right-hander for the Buffaloes. And here comes the offering. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count is 2-1. I have to say, last night, the difference between the home plate umpire and the home plate umpire today, last night, the home plate umpire was very slow in offering up his calls. And there is a fastball swung on its tap foul over on the first base side, just past the first base coach's box. It runs the count to 2-2. The home plate umpire tonight is battling a little bit with the lower part of the zone. He called out the shortstop Hiroto Kobakata on strikes in the last inning, but that pitch was, you could see, well below the knees of the hitter. And so there is a fastball that swung on its lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side, and the count remains at 2-2. It is a thankless job sometimes when you're watching umpires officiate, as long as they call the same thing all the time and are consistent in doing that. You may not like it, but you can appreciate it. At least you know what to expect. There's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Just in front of the warning track is the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. I was going to say Masataki Yoshida, but he's the DH tonight. And so Nakagawa hauls that in. And that is going to retire Shimouchi for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that is going to bring up Jose Marmolejos. I was looking at Vivid Life here in the chat, and he says, need the Hawks to hold on, and the Eagles have got to start flapping their wings to start soaring. So Marmolejos steps up to the plate. He's hitting .255 now on the season with 3 homers and 13 RBIs. Takes the first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Marmolejos in last night's ball game had 3 hits in his 5 trips to the plate. He's really started to get things going here for the Eagles. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 1-1. Marmolejos was a Seattle Mariner farmhand last year. He had a cup of coffee in the big leagues, but he was the AAA MVP, and he is making his appearance known now in Japan. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Count goes to 1-2. Marmolejos is a pretty solid package. As we watch him at the plate here, he's a stocky fella. I wouldn't call him necessarily tall, but he's well built, well put together. Here comes the 1-2 offering, and it's a split finger pitch that misses down in the dirt. The count goes to 2-2. He's a very disciplined hitter. Has a very solid approach, professional approach at the plate. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Marmoleo is waiting on the 2-2 offering. Here comes the pitch from Takayasu, and it is a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It's booted, and they recover is the second baseman, Valera, who recovers in time, is able to throw Marmoleos out at first base. That's going to go down as a ground out 4-3. But Breivik Valera made it very interesting, as it looked like the ball was going to be routine, and ended up that handcuffed him. He was able to retreat it quickly and throw out Marmoleos, who doesn't run particularly well, for the second out of the inning. Our friend Troy Troll says the Hawks better hold on. They're up by 4 right now. They certainly have the better of the bullpens. So Daichi Suzuki steps to the dish. He's hitting .211 on the season with a homer and 7 RBIs. He's waiting on the offering from Takayasu, and here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. I was commenting last night with the regards to the Japanese league. It's a fastball breaking ball type league. A lot of split finger pitches from the pitchers as well. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted foul down the right field line. And the count now goes to 1-1. Suzuki is sporting one of the all pink bats. Of course, with today being Mother's Day. And if you're out there listening, be sure to make sure you tell all your mothers, wish them happy Mother's Day. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1 on Suzuki. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Takayasu ready to go back to work. He's not messing around. He rocks into the windup. He kicks and he delivers. There is a split finger pitch that misses low. And the count now goes to 3-1. That was one of those pitches that we talked about earlier that the home plate umpire is struggling with, although I have to say he got that one right. The catcher did a good job of getting up underneath it to try to sell it as a strike, but didn't quite get the call. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder, and that is Goto. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Suzuki for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Eagles go quietly again in their half of the second. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 1.5. It is the Eagles nothing, the Buffaloes nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the second inning after this from our friend Matt.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
That's right, everybody. Those are the stellar tones of Matt Hollis after the game. Be sure to check out another Hollis build. He's a friend of our channel, and in turn, we like to support Matt. Coming up for the Orix Buffaloes in their half of the second inning, it is going to be Masa Takayoshida, Breivik Valera, and Yuma Tongu. We said before that both of these teams here, this is almost in a way a getaway game, but certainly not a getaway lineup for the Eagles. They're looking to get away with a sweep here. They are playing some fantastic baseball right now, as they are the top team in the Pacific League. They've played the least amount of games. They missed some games early on with COVID, and they are 22-6-1. They've got a 786 winning percentage. They have outscored their opposition 126-77. A run difference of 49, and they are second, check that, 3rd in the Pacific League standings with home runs. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down to Yoshida, and the count is 1-0. Their bats are starting to get it going. Their pitching has been stellar. Their defense has been pretty good too. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and now the count is 2-0 to Yoshida. For Yoshida on the season, he's batting .325. He's got 4 homers and 25 runs batted in. He gets the night off defensively as he's the designated hitter. And that is something that can define Yoshida. There's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. Yoshida is a wizard with the bat. That last pitch there, as we get the replay, it wasn't off the outside corner. That was called a strike. It was almost in the other batter's box. This is what we're saying. The home plate umpires here the last couple of nights, this must be the Japanese B crew. And there is a split finger pitch that's golfed on into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and Yoshida has himself a leadoff single here in the bottom of the second inning. And it's Hiroki Shimochi was able to field that one. That pitch was a split finger pitch, and he basically just threw his hands out at the ball and golfed it over the head of the second baseman into right field. Ball got to the right fielder on a hop, and Yoshida aboard with a leadoff single here in the second inning, and that's going to bring up Breivik Valera. For Valera, he is hitting .207 on the season. He's got a homer and 5 RBIs. He bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Norimoto. And here comes the first offering. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. If I had a criticism about Norimoto, I would say that right now he has shown his whole arsenal to the Buffaloes here and in his first inning plus of work. He's thrown his fastball, he's thrown his split finger, he's thrown his breaking ball. We don't see a lot of changeups so much in the Japanese league. Not like in North America, there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul into the stands over on the third base side. The count now is 0-2 to Valera. But I think in watching him, I think that I would probably want to attack the strike zone more with my fastball early on and then start to roll out some of my other pitches later, especially the first time through the batting order. Maybe only use a couple of your pitches initially. I say that because I think of Dane Dunning, who is the former White Sox with the Texas Rangers. He was talking a little bit last year about how he was showing too many of his pitches early in the ball game to the opposition, but then he shrunk it down where he was basically really only relying on his fastball. So he went with fastball changeup and then rolled his breaking ball out the second time through. Here's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over short. Kobakata over to Asamura. Asamura to the first baseman, Suzuki. It is a 6-4-3 double play. And that is going to erase Yoshida at second for the first out. And that is going to get Valera on the back end. 6-4-3, short to second to first for a twin killing here in the second inning. I'm just going to bring up the first baseman, Yuma Tongu. For Tongu, he gets the nod at first base tonight. He is batting .245 with no homers and 5 RBIs. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Tongu. If I had to go back and look at the pitches that Norimoto has thrown so far in this game, he started most of the hitters that I can recall off with breaking stuff. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Tongu hitting from the right side. He's got the pink gloves on today too, or pink trim gloves, as a lot of the players are wearing for the Mother's Day. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. And it's the Mother's Day pink, but in a lot of ways, we can always call it the cherry blossom pink, as the cherry blossom season is been going on in some parts of Japan. There was a fastball swung on. It's grounded foul over on the third base side. And Tongu's going to have to go over and get himself a new piece of lumber, as it looks like he has broken that one. Caught him on the fist. He wasn't able to really get the bat head out on that pitch. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's got himself a new piece of lumber, and he's ready to go to work against the right-hander Norimoto. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Tongu waiting on the offering. Norimoto works from the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side, and that keeps the count at 2-2. It'll be Kotaro Kobayashi who's waiting his turn on deck should Tongu be able to reach base. So here we are back to the live action. Norimoto rocks into the windup. He kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count goes to 3-2. Another thing I would say about Norimoto is that he's really not challenging the hitters early on in the ball game. He's almost dancing around them. I'm not sure I like the way that he attacks it, but there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field, and this ball is going to be gone, a home run. And Tongu has got the Buffaloes on the board. A 3-2 fastball he deposits into the seats in left center field, and that is going to open up the scoring for the Buffaloes here in the second inning. It is 1-0 for the Orix Buffaloes. I was just criticizing the pitch selection of the starter Norimoto, and he had no choice but to leave one out over the plate here at 3-2. And Tongu turns on that one and deposits his first homer of the year. And Alexander Leggett says the Buffaloes finally came up with something. It's true they did. I don't know if it was the bat that hit the ball or if the ball hit the bat. We're going to have to do an investigation. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Backing up on it is Shimochi. He makes the catch, and that is going to do it as Kotaro Kobayashi has flown out for out number 3. And that will do it here in the second inning for the Buffaloes. So for the Buffaloes, they got a run in the inning on the home run by Tongu. They had 2 hits. There was no errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 2 complete. It is Orix 1 and Tohoku nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the third inning. We're glad you guys could be here. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
And Steve, it is going to be the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up to bat for the Golden Eagles. It'll be Kurakawa, Tatsumi, and Oda to face the right-hander Takayasu. Just a quick peek at the out-of-town scoreboard as Takayasu has just completed his warm-up tosses. The Saitama Cebu Lions are holding a 5-1 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. That's in the bottom of the 5th. In the top of the 5th, the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks have a 6-2 lead over the Chiba-Lotte Marines. Of course, this is a 1-0 ball game here in Osaka for the Orix Buffaloes. And the first pitch from Takayasu is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Kurakawa. For Kurakawa on the season, he is batting .227. He's got no homers and an RBI. He takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He gets the nod tonight at third base. Last night, he started at second base when Hideto Asamura got the night off as the designated hitter. So here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count goes to 2-1. I'll get you the Central League scores in just a couple moments as all games are currently underway there. Here comes the 2-1 offering, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count now runs to 2-2 on Kurakawa. Hiroshima Toyo Carp are leading the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars in the bottom of the 4th. It's a 7-0 scoreline for the Carp. They are still batting in their half of the 4th inning. In the bottom of the 2nd, it is 0-0 between the Giants and the Swallows. The Battle of Tokyo. There's the 2-2 pitch. There is a split finger pitch that misses down. The count now runs to 3-2. The other game in the Central League are the Hanshin Tigers and the Chinichi Dragons are also knotted up at 0. That's in the top of the 3rd inning. That is your quick peek at the NPB out-of-town scoreboard. So here comes the 3-2 pitch to Kurokawa. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded foul just past the third base bag. And that keeps the count at 3-2 strikes. We saw this last night from Kurokawa. He really has used all fields pretty good. He's able to spray the ball around a little bit. He is batting from the left side against the right-hander Takasu. And here comes the 3-2 offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined up the middle. It almost took the head of the pitcher off. Right into center field as Godu fields it off of one knee. And that is a base hit for Kurokawa. So he is aboard with a single. And that is going to bring up Ryosuke Tatsumi. So Tatsumi steps up to the plate. He's hitting .225. He's got a couple homers and 7 RBIs. The runner Kurokawa is aboard here. Be curious to see if they're going to put him into motion. He doesn't have any stolen bases on the season, but he doesn't move particularly bad. He's got a pretty good gait. So here comes the first offering from the right-hander Takasu, and it is a fastball. It's a check swing swung on. Mune fields it on the run. It's a terrible throw to second base. It takes Valera off of the bag. They have ruled the base runner out at second, but the manager, Ishii, is already looking to go to review. He was right on the top step immediately looking for the VAR. That's exactly where we're going to go. I think this is going to be a howler of a missed call by the second base umpire. And it should be overturned. I haven't even seen the replays yet. Mune had to field it on the run. We're getting the replay now. It was a check swing bouncer over to Mune. He fields it on the run as the ball was delivered to Valera. Valera is nowhere near the base. He had to come off the bag to have to catch it. If they uphold this call, then there are going to be 2 people that are going to need eyeglasses, the second base umpire and the guys in the review booth, because Valera is clearly off the bag as that ball impacts his glove. I think we're going to see Eagles at first and second with nobody out here. And that'll be ruled as a fielder's choice. But we may have an error on the play to Mune, because if the throw is decent, I think he's out. I think he's a goner. So we'll see what the official score will rule that in a couple moments as well. But that is going to create trouble for the Buffaloes. It'll be the catcher Oda coming to the plate, and he is swinging a really good bat this year so far. So I'm kind of curious to see, this is a pure bunt situation in the Japanese league. Are they going to take the bat out of his hands? And here we go. They have overturned the call, and that is rightfully so. That is why the replay is working properly. He was ruled safe and off of the base. As we say, we're going to have to go and look at this. I would think they're going to charge Mune with an error. We'll get that updated for you in just a moment, but it's definitely was a fielder's choice. And we'll see what they end up calling that one. So here comes the catcher, Hikari Oda. It is runners on first and second. And Takasu kicks and delivers. He does square to bunt. It is a split finger pitch that misses down. And the count is 1-0 strikes to Oda. Curious to see at what point they might consider pulling back and slashing here and letting him actually swing the bat. He's 3 for 7 on the season, which gives him that fluffed up .429 batting average. He's got a very small sample size. So here comes the 1-0 offering. He squares again to bunt. This time he bunts it, but it's foul over on the third base side of home plate, and that evens the count at 1-1. So 1-1 strike. So Oda trying to get the job done here for the Eagles to advance the runners into scoring position. The top of the order is going to be coming up, and this is going to be a top part that can really swing the bat. And there is the fastball. It's bunted down. It's a good one. Fielded by the catcher, Fushimi. He throws to first, and that is going to be a sacrifice 2-4 in that situation as the second baseman was over covering. And that is going to retire Oda. It's going to advance Kurikawa to third and Tatsumi to second. And so the runners are at second and third with one away, and that will bring up the top of the order, Haruki Nishikawa. For Nishikawa, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. The infield of Buffaloes are in. They're looking to cut down the run at the plate. It didn't quite work so well for them last night. They had the infield in a couple of times. The Eagles were able to swing the bats. Nishikawa's got 5 homers and 24 runs batted in on the season. He's hunting for more here. The first pitch is a split finger pitch that misses down and in. The count is 1-0. Both pitchers are going to get themselves into trouble here with their failure to get ahead in the count. I have to take a look. I don't know if I can get the advanced metrics here with first pitch strikes. It looks like I'm only getting balls and strikes. But the right-hander Takasu here, ready to deliver his 48th pitch of the ball game. He kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count goes even to 1-1. So I've got him in my books with 29 strikes. Check that, 28 strikes on 48 pitches. So not quite good enough right now. So Takasu gets the sign from his catcher. It's a 1-1 count on Nishikawa. The former Hokkaido Nippon ham fighter in his first season with the Golden Eagles has now asked for time. He's going to get himself reset. And felt that Takasu's taken too much time. So here comes the 1-1 offering. He holds at the belt. And he kicks and delivers, and there is a split finger pitch that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. It is a perfect night for baseball in Osaka, or a perfect day for baseball, as it is Mother's Day, but they are inside the dome, a temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. For those of you who know the Fahrenheit scale, there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count now goes even to 2-2 on Nishikawa. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's not been an easy affair so far for the right-hander Takasu. He's 19, 16, 15 pitches so far in this inning. That's what he's done in his 3 innings of work. It's been a bit of labor. Curious to see how long he's going to hang around. If those are the numbers we're witnessing, if he makes it to the 7th inning, it'll be a miracle. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now runs to 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the top of the 3rd. I've got to make an adjustment on our ticker. It is 1-0 for the Buffaloes. So if you just joined us and you're looking in, the Buffaloes have a 1-0 lead here. We'll update that in between the half innings. So here comes the 3-2 offering. Takasu kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and that is going to be ball 4. Nishikawa has loaded the bases. It's going to bring up Hiroto Kobakata. And that is going to put the Eagles on each of the bases. So Nishikawa is the runner at first. The runner at second is Tatsumi. The runner at third is Kurikawa. And the shortstop, Hiroto Kobakata, steps to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. As we mentioned, it was a bit of a harsh call from the plate umpire. As we look back on the replay, the catcher did a great job of gunning underneath it and picking it out of the dirt. So the bases are full of Eagles. And Kobakata is dug in, ready to go. He's 17 for 63 on the season. The light-hitting shortstop's going to get an opportunity to do some damage here. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-1. So something that Takasu has not done is get ahead in the count here very often tonight, but he does so when he needs to with the first pitch strike to Kobakata. So here comes the 0-1 offering. Takasu delivers it. It is a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. I always think of the 1-1 count as a action count. This is where something's going to happen. The hitter does not want to go to 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitcher needs to be able to try to deposit or to dispose of the hitter here. This is definitely an action pitch. Something is going to happen. Usually, pitchers are around the zone. Here comes the 1-1 from Takasu. He kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle. It's a nice play by the shortstop who stops it over to second for 1, back to first, and not in time. They've ruled that it is Kobakata is safe at first base. He went through the bag and is landed awkwardly on his hand. He's down stretching it out, but he was able to get down the line safely. He's going to get himself an RBI. The trainer's out, and now, as we see in the Japanese league, looks like he's going to leave the field here to get some treatment. So it is going to be a fielder's choice. He's going to collect an RBI. He will be the runner at first base. It is going to erase Nishikawa on a 6-4 fielder's choice for the second out of the inning. It scores Kurikawa. He has tied the ball game at 1. And Tatsumi advances over to third, so they'll have runners on the corners. And it'll be Hideto Asamura coming to the plate, but we're going to have an injury timeout here, and that'll allow us to update our score lines here. I'll be able to share those with you here as the score now is 1-1. So those who are cheering for the Eagles definitely have something to cheer about. And we'll just get that into play here as it is 1-1. We are in the top of the third, and they are not out of the woods yet. Are the Buffaloes. So Big Ray says, I just won an art card set on Crafty's birthday giveaway. All right. Not sure if you're interested in that kind of stuff. It was like Conan the Barbarian art. Well, probably what I would do is I would probably have that shipped off to our friend Steve Rademacher, because I'm sure that Steve Rademacher would like that kind of stuff. He's got the Conan the Barbarian haircut going on. If you haven't seen it, he has got the acorn look, and it is fresh off of the thing. You can even see it on his YouTube channel. He is now going to be moving a little bit quicker. We're going to look again at the replay. The ground ball, I'm not sure why the shortstop was positioned where he was. Kirby looked a little bit shallow to me. He fielded the ball. He flipped it over to second for 1, and the base runner, Tobakata, was running hard down the line. As he ran hard down the line, he slid head first to first base. He was in time, so I wonder if they're looking to see if he's jammed his finger or his thumb. The manager, Ishii, has come out of the dugout. He's going back down the tunnel. Big Ray says he's doing double duties. He's listening here. And it looks like that is going to be it for the shortstop, the starting shortstop. He is going to leave the game. That is going to bring Yamazaki into the game to pinch run. So Kobakata is done. And now that is a change in the lineup, as Yamazaki, who we have seen play a shortstop earlier this year, is going to take over as the pinch runner at first base. And that brings up Hideto Asamura. So unfortunate for Kobakata as he's leaving the game via an injury. So Asamura steps to the plate with runners on the corners in 2-way. And there's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So the end of the night has come early for Kobakata. Asamura is 1 for 1 tonight. He was caught stealing his first time to end the first inning. Here comes the 0-1 offering from Takasu. There's a fastball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. You can tell Asamura sure didn't like the pitch. Although we have to say the umpire on that one, I think, got that one right. Catcher sent up away, and he hit his spot. Now the catcher, Fushimi, is up in front of the plate. He is giving his signs to the defense as they've got a first and third situation. They sure don't want any shenanigans to take place here with 2 strikes. We've got Redbeard breaks in the house. He's popped in. We got Jimmy in here. Here comes the 0-2 offering with runners on the corners. Takasiu holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and away. And the count goes to 1-2. So Jimmy Redbeard is a Cincinnati Red fan. The Reds picked up a win today, and they split in a doubleheader. It's only their 4th win of the season, but it's good to see that they got something out of that. It was against Pittsburgh, so might have an asterisk against that. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to the second baseman, Asamura. And they fire over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Yamazaki. Our friend Troy Torrell says, yeah, it is a tough time for the Cincinnati Reds. It's really hard to even fathom just how poorly that they've played this year. They are in a whole other stratosphere. Injuries, off-season moves, guys that have been released. There's a fastball that misses into Asamura, and the count goes to 2-2. They just haven't got the rink chemistry over there right now, and it kind of makes you wonder who's in the bigger hot seat. Is it the general manager or is it the manager? So Yoshi Yamazaki, the runner at first. The runner at third is Ryosuke Tatsumi. They throw over to first, and diving back in time is Yamazaki. Hideto Asamura entered tonight's game batting .321, and with the base hit in that first inning, he has raised his season average up to .327, and there is a split finger pitch swung on. It's chopped into the ground. It's fielded by the pitcher. Takasu throws to first, and Asamura is going to be retired. It's going to go down as a ground out, 1-3 for out number 3. So for the Eagles in their half of the third inning, they had 1 run in the inning. There was 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. They have now evened up the score at 1s. We're moving to the bottom of the third. It is the Eagles 1, the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call. The bottom of the third inning in just a couple moments. We're glad you guys could pop in here and join us tonight. Here's our friend Matt again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thanks again, Matt, for your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Matt Hollis and his channel. And I see Big Ray has said that the art cards that we had won were actually donated by Steve Rademacher. That is pretty funny. And make sure to tell him for sure we send those back to Steve. Let him know that those definitely go to Steve Rademacher. He needs another home for that, and it needs to be in his home and not ours. So here we go, everybody. Here comes the bottom of the third inning. It's going to be Tori Fushimi, Shunto Goto, and Tomoyo Noguchi to face the right-hander Norimoto, who has thrown 34 pitches in his first 2 innings of work. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. That is absolute classic stuff. Of course it would be, Steve. But we're glad that we can be a part of that. But yeah, definitely send it back to him. So Fushimi at the plate here is batting 200 on the season. He's got no homers and no RBIs, and he takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1-1. Fushimi fired out Asamura trying to steal second back in the first inning. He showed off that he's got quite the hose. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into right center field. Moving back on it is Shimouchi. He's going to haul it in. And that one up there is now one away here in the Buffaloes' third inning. That is going to bring up Shunta Goto. Big Ray says that Crafty is aware. Steve says thanks. And Big Ray is also, that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Well, we're glad we can get those back to Steve in his rightful home. So here comes the first offering to Shinta Goto. There is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. For Goto on the season, he's batting 205 with no homers and 2 RBIs. He's been a busy man tonight in center field. He's already made a couple of putouts. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. Goto has some wheels. He's only got 1 stolen base this year, but he can flat out fly. You got to be able to get on base to be able to use those wheels. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Goto. Goto hitting from the left side against the right-hander Norimoto. And there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count runs even at 2-2. For Goto, he's been with the Buffaloes since 2011. He is a veteran player. He is originally a first pick of the 2010 draft by the Buffaloes. He's a career .221 hitter. He's got 35 stolen bases in his career. There's a fastball that misses out off the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-2. But he's really a part-time player. He had a couple of seasons where he played almost every day. There is a fastball swung on, his tap slowly back to the pitcher. Norimoto has to come off the mound to the first base side to field it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Goto on a ground out 1-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the right fielder Tomoya Noguchi. For Noguchi, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up to begin the ball game. His average has slipped to 290. He is 9 for 31 on the season. Norimoto rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strike to Noguchi. So we said we're a little disappointed to see the attendance for this one tonight. There is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. As I said yesterday, they flashed over 18,000. I'd be shocked if there's much more than 15 in attendance tonight or this afternoon. In Japan, there is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. So if I'm Norimoto, I go right back to that same pitch again because Noguchi's not been able to hold off. But I might want to bury this one in the dirt. It looks like they're coming inside, though. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away. Pitch wasn't even close. Norimoto, catcher Oda wanted the pitch inside. Norimoto missed up and away. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Norimoto gets the sign. He works from the windup. He hooks the hands behind his head. He rocks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. Fielded by Asamura, and he throws to first. And that is going to do it on a ground out 4-3 to end the inning for out number 3. And that will do it for the Buffaloes in their half of the third. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 3 complete. It's the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 1 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 4th inning in just a few minutes. We got Franklos All-Star in. He says, let's go Eagles. welcome. We appreciate you being here and everybody else who's popped in. And we are glad, but we are ready to go. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments after this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are cruising to the top of the fourth inning. We'll be back in about 30 seconds with their call. Stay with us. It's 1-1 Eagles and Buffaloes. It's a great day for baseball in Osaka. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the fourth inning, and it's going to be the heart of the Eagles batting order. Hiroki Shimouchi, Jose Marmolejos, and Daichi Suzuki to face the right-hander Daichi Takayasu as he begins his fourth inning of work. And the first pitch to Shimouchi is a fastball that misses up and away. And the count is a ball and no strikes. Ruben Hogan, who had checked in early in the chat, wanted to know if we thought it was going to be a high-scoring or a low-scoring game. I know it's only 1-1 through 3, but I think this game is going to get some runs tacked on here. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count is 2-0. I'm shocked if either of these starters make it into the seventh inning. I would probably put my money more on Norimoto to get there than I would at Takayasu, but that is where we're at right now. Here's the 1-1. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, Shimouchi in his last at-bat, he's a very patient hitter. He's not afraid to hit with strikes in the count. There's a fastball that swung on this ball. Is lined into right field. It's going to get past the glove of the second baseman, and it bounces a couple of times all the way to the right fielder, Noguchi, and Shimouchi is aboard with a leadoff single here in the fourth inning. That is going to bring up Jose Marmolejos. Only 2 hits so far in the ballgame for the Eagles. That makes it number 3. It's the third hit now for Tohoku. Last night they pounded out a pile of hits. Over 15 hits in the ballgame. I can't remember if it was 15 or 16 last night. I have to go back and look at my records. They were smacking the ball all over the park. So Marmolejos steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to second his first time up. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on into the empty seats over on the third base line, and the count is quickly 0-1. Marmolejos, his average has slipped to 253. He's got 3 homers and 13 RBIs. You can see that he's oozing a little bit more with confidence. It'll be good for the Golden Eagles to get some production from the import players offensively. Last year they had a couple of clunkers, Brandon Dixon, and the other one being Rusney Castillo. Never really panned out for the club last year. There's a split finger pitch that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Marmolejos. But if Marmolejos can give them some offensive production, that would be a good thing. I think the other player for the Golden Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, was Chris Gittins, and he got hurt. We watched him take a swing, and he separated his shoulder. There's a fastball that misses, and the count is 1-2. I remember early in the season, he had to leave in the middle of an at-bat. He took a swing, and he winced in pain. We haven't seen him since. We saw, in fact, his cousin was listening in the stream. He popped in, and he said, "Hey, what happened? What's going on? I wanted to hear what my cousin's doing." And, yeah, your cousin got hurt. He didn't even make it. When there's a ground ball over to third, it's bobbled by Mune. He has to throw to first, and they get Marmolejos. It's going to go down as a ground out 5-3. No error on that one, but it was a juggling act by Mune. He probably may have, if he fields it cleanly, he may have had a shot at Shimouchi at second, but instead he has to take it over to first. He fielded it, and he was like he took his eyes off the ball. He was able to stay with it. They still got Marmoleos by a couple of steps, but I think he was thinking first about going to second. But it was a good recovery there by the third baseman, Mune, and that is going to retire Marmoleos for the first out of the inning. Brings up Daichi Suzuki. Suzuki's 0 for 1 today. He flew to center field his first time up, and the first pitch is a split finger that misses down for ball one, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Kevin Barnett back in the house tonight. He says, I smell a big Eagles W brewing. That's what we said at the outset. I think that the Eagles are going to continue to flap their wings. This Buffalo's lineup is not what I would call imposing or scary. There is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now is 2-0 to Suzuki. I do think the Buffaloes have some work to do. So 2 balls and no strikes. Nash is in the house tonight. We missed you, Nash. You hadn't been around for a couple of nights. We're about to send out an Alberta search party for you. There is a fastball that catches the inside corner, and the count runs to 2-1. We're glad you could make it in. Hopefully you guys will be back in the midweek. We are going to call a couple of games in the middle of the week. We're going to be doing the same Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles on Tuesday and Wednesday, which would be the North American time. It would be the Wednesday and Thursday games in Japan. There's a split finger pitch that swung on. It is golfed into center field. Coming up on it is Goto. He makes the catch, and that is going to hold Shimouchi at second. That's going to retire Suzuki for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Fumiya Kurikawa. For Kurikawa tonight, he has singled and scored a run. He's got the Eagles' only run of the game. He got the nod at third base tonight. Troy Troll says the Eagles are a hot team right now. Absolutely they are. They are playing very good baseball. Unfortunately, the shortstop Kobakata had to leave the game as he slid headfirst into first base. He may have jammed a thumb or hurt his thumb. So Yamazaki, who got the starts early in the season, has taken over. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Kurikawa. So I am curious to see how this is going to affect the Eagles, as they had a good thing going. This lineup tonight is pretty much similar to last night's lineup, except for the starting catcher is different. Simatani got the nod last night, as Oda is behind the dish tonight. And there is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Kurikawa. Eagles are a top of the standing. They're definitely a top of the standings in the Pacific League all alone. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is now 2-1. We were looking at that earlier. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks are sitting in second. They're 4 games behind. And on top of that, the Eagles also have 4 games in hand. That's the Saitama Cebu Lions, and then everybody else is double digits behind or more. So the Eagles are off and running here. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 3-1 on Kurikawa. First base is open here, and it would set up a potential force possibility, but really you wanted to be able to take care of the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. It's been a struggle tonight as 2 of those 3 have reached base. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. There is a breaking ball that misses down. That's going to be ball 4 to Kurikawa. So now make that 3 of 4 times that the bottom third of the order has come up. They've reached base. It's going to bring up the center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi. For Tatsumi tonight, he reached on a fielder's choice his first time up. So that puts him as officially as 0 for 1. So Takayasuki has himself in a bit of a pickle here, although there is 2 outs. He's about to deliver his 78th pitch of the ball game, and we're only here in the 4th inning. So right-hander against the left-hander. And here's the first offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1 to Tatsumi. Tatsumi last year had spent quite a bit of time in the early season in the top of the batting order for the Eagles. But he has been hitting at the lower part here. He's hitting .225 when he entered into tonight's game. But he plays a pretty steady center field. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count's 1-1. Just a couple of other thoughts with regards to the standings. The Occult Swallows, who won the Central League last year and the Japan Series, they are atop of the Central League. They're playing good baseball right now. They only have a half-game lead over the Yomiuri Giants, and that game is going on as well. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to right field. It's down, trying to score from second base is Shimochi. Here's the throw, and it is in time. They nail Shimochi at the plate. Fantastic throw by the right fielder Noguchi to hose down Hiroki Shimochi. So it's a single by Tatsumi. It's going to erase Shimochi 9-2 on the throw for the 3rd out of the inning. Fantastic defensive play. And they come up with nothing to the Eagles in their half of the 4th. There was no runs. There were 2 hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It is 1-1 between the Buffaloes and the Eagles. That might be a momentum shift here for the Orix Buffaloes. Great defensive play to keep the score all knotted up at 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. Nash says they gunned him, and they sure did. Hold tight. We'll be right back again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call. The bottom of the 4th inning, we are all knotted up at 1s. Glad you guys could make it in tonight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. It's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters in the batting order. That means Mune, Nakagawa, and Yoshida face the right-hander Norimoto, who's ready to go back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Mune. Mune tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to second his first time up. He bats from the left side against the right-hander Norimoto, and he takes a fastball at the knees for a called strike. And the count is now 0-2. I had to take a quick look in that last inning, and it was Mune who was charged with that error. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and away. And the count goes to 1-2. After you take a look to see where that may have come into effect. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. Mune has gone on strikes for out number 1 here in the 4th inning. It's the first strikeout in the books for Norimoto. That's going to bring up Kai Nakagawa to the plate. I have to go back and look at that from the last inning. So I had it down as a fielder's choice to Tatsumi, but it was actually an E5 is how he would have reached base. as that was the juggling act performed by the third baseman. There's the first pitch delivered to Nakagawa. It's the fastball that misses for a ball, ball one. Looking at the stats, these Japanese pitchers waste no time to go back to work. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Nakagawa. Nakagawa is 0 for 1 tonight. He hit the ball and he screws his first time up. He hit a line drive right to the first baseman, Suzuki. There is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-0. So Nakagawa, as we said earlier, we were a little bit of an eyebrow raiser of why he's hitting in the 3 spot. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now is 3-1. But you can see he's got a lot of poise for a young fellow. We said he's wearing the number 67. So that ought to tell you that he's not a regular in the lineup. There's a fastball swung on it, is grounded up the middle for a base hit. Nakagawa is rewarded for his patience with a single here with 1 out in the 4th inning, and that's going to bring up Masataka Yoshida. So just a few more things about Kai Nakagawa before we jump over to Yoshida. He was taken in the 2018 draft. He was the 7th selection. This is his 4th year with the Buffaloes. He's going to be 20, or he just turned 26 years old. But he's going to get an opportunity to play here a little bit in a run out. He did play a little bit last year for the Buffaloes. He flashes a little bit of power and can run a little bit. So here comes the offering from Norimoto, but instead he throws over to first, and diving back in time is Nakagawa. But curious why they've got him running off in the 3-hole here. Really, over the course of his career, he's never really done anything to deserve it other than his rookie year. He did hit 288 in his rookie year, and he's been nowhere near close since. He was a lifetime 238 hitter, but not this fellow. Yoshida here is an absolute hitting machine, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. For Masataka Yoshida, he's raised his season average up to 330 with the single back in the 2nd inning. He's got 4 homers and 25 RBIs on the campaign. He panned back, and there is nobody in the 3rd deck in the outfield. It is absolutely cavernous here at the Osaka Dome. There is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. I would say that Yoshida is a double play candidate because he doesn't particularly fly. He's getting the start tonight as the designated hitter. He had the start last night in left field. Nakagawa's got 1 foot on the turf and 1 in the dirt. Very aggressive lead there at first base. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. Yamazaki fields it over to Asamura for 1. Back to first, and a double play for the Eagles. It's their 2nd double play of the evening. That's going to go down as a ground out or double play. 6-4-3 for the 2nd and 3rd outs of the inning. And that is going to do it for the Buffaloes in their half of the 4th. They had no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 4 complete. It is the Eagles 1, the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the top of the 5th inning when we return after this. Hang tight. Here's our friend Steve again. We're glad he could be here as well. Steve Rademacher in the house, sporting a new hairdo.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. We do have a pitching change for the Orix Buffaloes. We've seen enough of Daichi Takeyasu, who kind of struggled in his work tonight through 4 innings. They're going to the bullpen. We're going to have a left-hander. This is Ryoga Tomiyama, and he is coming in. So Tomiyama on in relief here in the 5th inning for the Buffaloes. So Takeyasu will leave with no decision pending. But now they've got the lefty on the mound. So the pitching parade is about to start here, and maybe a little earlier than we anticipated. It'll be Oda, Nishikawa, and Yamazaki, the 9-1-2 hitters in the batting order, to face the lefty. And here comes the first offering. It is a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Oda tonight has 1 plate appearance, but it was a sacrifice bunt. So he is 0 for 0. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He is still flashing a 3 for 7 start to his campaign. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs. And here comes the 1-1 offering, and it is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The left-hander Tomiyama holds at the belt, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on at his tap foul over on the third base side. Fielded softly by the third base coach, and the count now is 2-2. I remember the time when I was in Edmonton and I was coaching first base. They're playing at the famous Telus Field there in Edmonton, and there was a line drive off the bat of the hitter, and I was in a little bit too close, and I had to try to get out of the way, and ended up getting hit in the thigh as I tried to make the catch. And there's a fastball that is taken for a called third strike, and Oda goes down looking for out number 1 here in the 5th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Nishikawa. So Nishikawa is officially 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up, and then he walked his second time up. Starting to tell the story about that. So anyways, I had to jump up and get out of the way because it was coming right toward the family jewels. Hands down, and ended up deflecting it off the inside of the thigh. So every once in a while, you in a bad spot where you can get hit. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nishikawa. So left-hander against the left-hander matchup. Here comes the 1-0 offering. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Especially if you're watching a little bit in too close. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamazaki is waiting his turn on deck. And here's the 1-1. There's a fastball that just misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Nishikawa. You have to keep your heads up literally and figuratively when you are coaching on the base paths. You don't want to walk yourself into a line drive. Trying to keep your eyes on the base runners. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. It's fielded neatly by Valera. He throws to first. And Nishikawa is erased on a ground out 4-3 for out number 2. That is going to leave it up to the shortstop, Tsuyoshi Yamazaki. Yamazaki entered the game back in the 3rd inning when the shortstop Hiroto Kobakata bounced into a fielder's choice, knocking in a run. He went headfirst into the bag, and it looked like he has either jammed his thumb or broke his thumb or maybe a wrist as he left the game. He knew immediately that he was in trouble. And so here comes the first offering to Yamazaki. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. But Kobakata immediately got up and called for the trainer, and They left the field and not to be seen from again. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 1-1, which is unfortunate because he has had himself a pretty good campaign. He was hitting 270 going into that at bat. It'll be tough to lose the shortstop. And so there's a fastball that misses. It is now 2 balls and 1 strike to Yamazaki. There's 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning. The left-hander Tomiyama is in relief. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count goes now to 3-1. There's nothing worse than when pitchers are able to get the first 2 outs of the inning quickly, and then they start to struggle. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And here's the offering. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded to short. It is fielded neatly by Kobayashi. He throws to first. And that is going to retire the Eagles here in their half of the 5th inning. It goes as a ground out 6-3 for out number 3. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through the 4.5 innings. We're all knotted up at 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. They call the bottom of the 5th inning. We're glad you guys could be here with us. It's 1-1 Eagles and Buffaloes. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. We are here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's going to be Breivik, Valera, Yuma Tongu, and Kitaro Kobayashi to face the right-hander Norimoto. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0 to Valera. Valera tonight grounded into a double play his first time up. He is officially 0 for 1. And here comes the offering from Norimoto. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. Our friend Vivid Life says the drunks are out of his lobby. And let's go Eagles. I think it would be pretty good if you're in the hotel industry to run our stream over the audience. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. When I stayed at the Hotel International Prague in the Czech Republic, it was kind of funny. It was very interesting. They would play this music 24/7 in the hallways. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded to short. Yamazaki charges, and it's off the glove. He's not able to make the play. That's going to go down as an E6 for out number 1. For out number 1 for E6 for a leadoff spot for Valera to get on base. I was starting to tell the story. We were staying at the Hotel International Prague, and it was like the haunted hotel. So Alexander Leggett says, if you work at a hotel there, Vivid, and the night shift, Alexander Leggett says he works at the hotel as well. So here comes the first offering to Tongu as Tongu steps in. Tongu is 1 for 1 tonight. He hit a home run in the solo shot. It's the only run so far for the Buffaloes. Norimoto kicks and fires. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tongu. Alexander Leggett says, you work in the night shift? Vivid may not be in front of his computer if he is working in the hotel industry. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Norimoto holds at the belt, and he kicks and fires. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now is 2-0. Vivid Light says, yep, wedding parties being our heaviest income. Yeah, certainly if you've got those type of facilities where you can have the weddings and the different type of parties, it can bring you in a lot of bucks. So 2 balls and no strikes to Tagu. Norimoto holds at the belt, and now he throws over to first base, and diving back in time is Valera. So Valera, slow to get up, he dusts himself off. So Yamazaki, who took over at short for Kobakata, need that error here to get the first runner aboard here in this inning. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count now goes to 3-0 to Tagu. So Norimoto all of a sudden has lost a bit of his control here in the inning. He's thrown 7 pitches, and 4 of them, check that, 5 of them have been balls. It is Kotaro Kobayashi, the shortstop, who is waiting his turn on deck. Vivid says his managers let me headphone up once the lobby is clear. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1 or 3-1. Vivid says any closer to over 6.5. Well, I would have said early on yes, and they've already chased the starting pitcher for the Buffaloes. So this is where it gets a little bit entertaining, is where the runs are going to come. These are probably going to be the next couple innings where we might see some movement. So here comes the 3-1 pitch. Norimoto delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And now we've got runners on first and second with nobody out. So this might be an inning to start seeing that 6.5 start to move. Alexander Leggett said he got into the NPB because he would gamble on it and sweat it out late night. Now he just watches it. Baseball is one of the harder sports to bet on because you really need to know the lineup before the game, especially where there's changes and who's pitching and what the defense is. There's so many moving parts. I often think about in Major League Baseball on the games where they have the getaway days. So you could have a Tuesday game, or let's put it this way. Let's say a Tuesday and a Wednesday night game. And then the day after a night game, they usually make lineup changes, and they don't maybe not put the best lineup out in the day. Depending on who you're playing, that could possibly even it up. I say even it up being that it could, if the better team is the one that's making all those changes, weaken their side. So it depends on what your bench is like. So Kobayashi has walked into the batter's box, and he's already squaring to bunt. Runners are at first and second. So Kobayashi looking to get his job done to put runners into scoring position. Kobayashi, they got the catcher now. Oda has stepped out in front. He's flashing the signals for the defense for the bunt. They're in on the corners. The shortstop is tight to the position at second base. The second baseman is a little bit wider, trying to keep the runner at second close. So here comes the first offering to Kobayashi. Norimoto delivers. It is a fastball swung on. It's bunted back to the pitcher. It's a good one. He fields it. His only play is to first base. A good bunt there by Kobayashi. That's going to go down as a sacrifice, 1-4. It's going to advance the runners. It's going to put Valera to third. Tongu goes to second. And the Buffaloes have something going here in the 5th inning with 1 out and runners at second and third. Vivid Life says he's going to go have a smoke time before he goes to breakfast. Well, you're missing the greatest part right now. It is a second and third with one out and Tori Fushimi coming to the plate. The Eagles have moved the infield in as they're going to try to cut off a run at the plate here. Eagles had that chance to be up 2-1 when Hiroki Shimochi was hosed at the plate trying to score from second base. So they had an opportunity to have the lead. So here comes the first offering to Fushimi. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. I think Fushimi probably closed his eyes on that one and tried to swing as hard as he can. That pitch was ball one that he swung at up and in. So no balls and one strike to Fushimi. Right-hander against the right-hander. Norimoto is in a bit of a jam here. He's going to have to try to wiggle his way out of this. Here comes the 0-1 offering, and it's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-1. Fascinating sometimes to watch the deliveries of the Japanese pitchers. Usually they are a little bit, what I would say, they would pause at the top of their delivery. That time Norimoto went right through a regular motion. He didn't pause at all, trying to disrupt the timing of the hitter. Hitting is about timing and rhythm. Pitching is about disrupting the timing and rhythm of the hitter. So here comes the 1-1 offering from Norimoto, and instead he uses the spaghetti move or the inside move to fake a throw to second base to keep the runner close over there. Not sure why he's even paying attention to the runner at second base. Valera is at third. Tongu, the runner, at second. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball. This is swung on. It is grounded to first. A great play by Suzuki. He comes home. Here's the throw to the plate. And they've nailed Valera at the plate. This is the second time that there's been a play at the plate here in this ball game. And both times it has gone unfortunate for the team trying to score. This time the Buffaloes. What a great play by Daichi Suzuki. That's going to go down as a fielder's choice. They nail Valera at the plate. He has gone for the second out of the inning. The throw was not a good one. It actually was on the first base side of the plate. The catcher Oda fields it and he applies the tag. That's going to go down as a 3-2 putout on the fielder's choice for the second out. Tongu is going to advance to third, and Fushimi is the runner at first. Alexander Leggett says, wouldn't it be nice if the Buffs ever did something? Boy, this is sure not the 2021 version of the Buffaloes. They've gone back into the coma. They've gone back to the 2020 version when they finished in last place in the Pacific League. Well, they're maybe not that bad. That is the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters have that mantle, I would think. So runners on the corners, and there's 2 away, and it is going to bring up Shunta Goto to the plate. The first pitch to Goto is a split finger pitch that misses down for a ball 1. Goto is 0 for 1 today. He grounded to the pitcher his first time up. So why do I just get the feeling that this game is going to go extra innings, and we'll probably have a couple of my guys thrown out at the plate? So 1 ball to Goto. Here's the offering from Norimoto. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. It'll be our always popular Japanese halftime after this half inning, as they do take that break to work on grooming the cutout area of the bases. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Goto. CV Baseball Card Collector pops in to say hello. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the ball game. Here comes the 1-1 offering from Norimoto. There was a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right center field. Camping out underneath it is the right fielder Shimochi. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Goto for the third out of the inning. So for the Buffaloes in their half of the third, they threaten, but they do not score. There was no runs, no hits, one error, and 2 runners left aboard. We got a few others in the house. The living room is in, and right in time for the Japanese halftime. Ruben Hogan says, who do you think will win this game? Well, I think it's still going to be the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. The score is all knotted up at 1 through 5. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We got our proverbial Japanese halftime. Glad you guys could be here with us tonight. Here is Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard as we are in what we like to call the Japanese halftime. Do an extended 5th inning break here to go and groom the cutout areas, clean the field. And it is in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Saitama Cebu Lions have a 5-1 lead over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. In the top of the 8th inning, it is the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks, the Chibalote Marines 4. Hawks have pounded out 13 hits so far tonight. Looking at the Central League, we got a blowout going on in Hiroshima. The Carp have dropped the bomb on the Dana Bay Stars. It is 16-2. That is in the top of the 7th inning. They've also pounded out 18 hits, despite the fact they've made a couple of errors. In the bottom of the 6th, the Amuri Giants have a 3-1 lead over the Tokyo Yakult Swallows. In the bottom of the 6th inning, the Chinichi Dragons have a 3-1 lead on the Hanshin Tigers. And that gets you up to date on all the out-of-town scores. We're glad everybody could pop it in here. And our friend Makako Garkovo says, who is winning this one? Well, the ticker is running across the bottom of the screen, and it is 1-1 as we're going to the top of the 6th inning. Our friend Vivid Life says, I almost bet on that before they started and changed my mind, and now I have regrets. Well, I have to tell you, I do think that this ball game here is still in the favor of the Golden Eagles. I really like what they have done with their bats in the last little bit. And unfortunately, for them, they are really playing good baseball. Tonight, they've had a couple of players thrown out in different times. Asamura was thrown out trying to steal second. Shimochi was gunned down at the plate. So our friend Garkovo says, I meant your opinion. I think the Eagles will win this game. I really do. I think they've got the better bullpen. I think they got the better offense. Unfortunately, they lost their starting shortstop to injury, and he is gone for the rest of the night, and that is Kobakata. He went head first sliding into first base. It looks like it may have been his wrist or maybe his shoulder as he exited the ball game. And that is maybe possibly a turning point here. So that's how it is looking. So it is a 1-1 ball game as we are moving to the top of the 6th inning. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Eagles to come to bat. It'll be Hideo Asamura, Hiroki Shimochi, and Jose Marmaleos when we return. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back with the call in about 30 seconds' time. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the sixth inning, and the crowd is being led by some cheers. There is not many people in the stands. Last night, there was about 18,000 fans. There is a pitching change coming up here for the Buffaloes. This is going to be the third pitcher that they are using tonight. We're going to have to get an update on this one, as this arm is not on my hit list. So we're going to have to go look at the latest roster moves. Sometimes we don't always have those at our disposal. I don't always print them off each and every single game. But it looks like they do have a right-hander in the ball game, and this is Taisuke Kondo. Kondo is making his fourth appearance for the team this year. He is 1-1. He has worked in 3 innings. He's allowed 5 hits. He's walked none, and he has struck out 4. He's got an ERA of 3.00. So he is taking over here as the third pitcher of the ball game. I just don't like the way that the Buffaloes match up with their arms to the Golden Eagles. So here comes the first pitch to Hideto Asamura. There is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. Asamura tried to break the deadlock with that one swing of the bat, and he screwed himself right into the ground. So the count is quickly 0-1. Wanted to welcome Kondo to the game with a shot into the outfield stands. That didn't quite work. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. And that is going to run the count now to 0-2. One thing that does concern me, though, is the Eagles just don't seem to be clicking like they were last night when they pounded out all those hits. They look like they may have squandered some of the opportunities that they've had. They've stranded 4 runners on base tonight. There's a fastball from Kondo that bounces up to the plate at about 45 feet. The count now runs at 1-2. That was a split finger pitch that definitely split. I don't even think it got to the dirt. It was that far short of the plate. If we were playing cricket, it might have been almost considered a no ball. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Asamura, the right-handed hitter, waiting on the right-handed delivery from Kondo. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. He kicks and fires. There's another split finger pitch. This one, though, did get closer to the plate. The count is 2-2. There's nothing worse than watching it when they miss and then miss close. You can miss close, you can live with it, but when you're missing a mile away, that's a bit of a problem. Our friend Vivid Life says the Eagles might have gassed themselves a bit yesterday, used up all those hits. Possibly so. Then they got to come back and win a game that might be a 1-run game. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into the seats down the right field line. Samura is starting to straighten this out a little bit. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm watching the hitters hit here with the pink bats. I can't quite get used to it. It's actually not a complementary color, the pink bats and the maroon jerseys. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. Kondo was starting to walk off the mound as if it was a called third strike. We're getting the highlight on this one here, and it looks like that it was just off the outside corner. Asamura was probably getting the benefit of the doubt on a veteran call. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Asamura. Here comes the payoff pitch. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. And Kondo begins the inning with a leadoff walk to Asamura. And that is going to bring up Hiroki Shimochi. For Shimochi, he's 1 for 2 today. He singled and lined out to left field. He was thrown out to the plate trying to score there. He ended the inning in the 4th inning. They had a challenge. He was racing around third. It was a fantastic throw by the right fielder, Noguchi, who was able to nail Shimochi. Shimochi on the season has raised his average to 265. He's got a homer and 15 RBIs. He's still looking to unlock his power. There's a first pitch swung on. This ball is grounded up the middle. It gets past the glove of the second baseman. Racing over to third is going to be Asamura, and the Eagles now have got something going here in the 6th inning. The walk to Asamura and the single by Shimochi, that's going to bring up Jose Marmoleos. And then for those of you who are wondering if that 6.5 was ever going to be passed over, well, buckle up, everybody, because I have a feeling we're about to make this interesting now. Here comes the runs that we are expecting. Manager for the Buffaloes is seated stoically in the dugout watching this unfold here. So they've got Jose Marmoleos, who steps to the plate. He is 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and grounded to third tonight. His average has slipped to 250 on the season. He's got those 3 homers and 13 RBIs, but these are the positions that he plays for right here. And here comes the first pitch to Marmoleos. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is quickly 0-1. That was inside fastball. They'd set up inside, and Marmoleos had pulled the trigger. If he would have connected with that, we might have been able to turn 3 runs around pretty quickly here. So no balls and 1 strike to Marmoleos. Kondo holds at the chest. He delivers. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2. I'm not sure what Marmoleos was looking for there, because it was a fastball that sawed the plate in half. Oh boy. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kondo again comes set at the belt. He's ready to go to work, and there's a fastball swung on. This is popped up behind home plate. Moving back is the catcher, but he's going to watch it sail into the seats. Fushimi had no chance at it. He got all the way back, but nothing to show for it, and the count is going to remain at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Marmoleos ready to battle here against the righty Kondo, who's on in relief. Kondo gets the side from his catcher, and he's set at the chest. Now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into shallow left center field. Coming hard on it is the left fielder. It's not going to be deep enough. That ball is going to be caught by Nakagawa. And Marmoleos is retired for the first out of the inning. Bit of a wasted effort there. Any deep fly ball would have been able to get Asamura home. Tried to elevate it, but he just got underneath it. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Daichi Suzuki. For Suzuki, he had an absolutely outstanding play in the last inning. He was able to hose Breivik Valera at the plate. They had the infield was in. Ball was hit to him, and he threw the ball to the dish. They were able to nail him to keep the score at 1. So been some nice plays here in this ball game, and he was definitely one of them. So Vivid Life was calling a homer. Unfortunately, that wasn't going to be the case. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Suzuki. Suzuki has only got 1 home run. So here comes the 0-1 offering. Kondo kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Suzuki not really happy. He does a 180 in the batter's box. He doesn't think that that was a strike. We look at the way that that ball was received by the catcher Fushimi, and I would have to agree with them on that. Vivid Life has still got the pom-poms out. He says, I think it's still on the way. The Eagles are going to soar. And you're probably right. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball, but that one hits Suzuki just barely on the elbow, but he's going to get a hit by a pitch, and that's going to load the bases. So the bases are full of Eagles, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Fumiya Kurikawa. We go back and take a look at the replay on that one, and it was just ever so close. It hit the body armor that was on Suzuki's elbow, and it deflected into the catcher's mitt. The bases are loaded. The pitching coach is on out now to have a word with his right-hander. Got a conference of Buffaloes on the mound. The Buffaloes have got something to deal with here with the bases loaded and only one out. But the way the Eagles have done things tonight, I wouldn't be surprised that they pound into a double play here. I don't want to put the hex on them, but they just can't seem to really blow this thing apart. This is the opportunity to do it right now. Right-hander Norimoto has been, what I would say, more than efficient tonight, not overpowering. So here comes the first offering to Kurikawa. It is a fastball swung on. Its pop foul. It's going to reach the seats behind home plate. The count is quickly 0-1. There's nowhere to put him. He's going to have to get something good to hit here at some point. The infield is in on the corners. I don't know if I really like the way that they're doing this. I don't know why they wouldn't play in a pure double play depth in the middle. They're almost, the shortstop is almost in on the proverbial grass. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the third base line, and the count now goes to 0-2. The center fielder, Ryosuke Tatsumi, is waiting his turn on deck. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kurikawa. Troy Troll says, come on, Eagles. Eagles need to find a way to unlock this, that's for sure. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kurikawa. Otherwise, it's going to start to turn into a game of wasted opportunity. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Kurikawa goes down on strikes for out number 2. And that is going to leave it all up to Ryosuke Tatsumi. So Tatsumi tonight has been on base twice. He reached on an error back in the 3rd, and he singled in the 4th. Officially in the books at 1 for 2. So 1 for 2 is what Tatsumi is. The right-hander Kondo works set. He's set at the chest. And here's the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing back on the warning track is Godu. He's going to make the catch. And that is going to retire the side here. They could have used that from Marmoleos because that would have scored a run. The Eagles strand the bases loaded here in the 6th inning. There was no runs in the inning. There was 1 hit. There was no errors and 3 runners left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 6th inning. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles won, the Orix Buffaloes won. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call of the bottom of the 6th inning. We're glad you guys could stop in here with us tonight. Hold tight. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones. The creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of the channel. We welcome everybody back. It was definitely a Houdini act by the pitcher Kondo in the top of the 6th inning. It is the top of the order here to face Norimoto, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. It is going to be the top of the order, Noguchi, Mune, and Nakagawa to face the right-hander Norimoto. Here comes the 1-0 offering. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count now is 1-1 on Noguchi. Noguchi today is officially 0 for 2. He's got a ground out to third and a ground out to second. Our friend Big Ray says Steve needs a new commercial for you. He went back to the bald look again today. Yes, he did. There's a ground ball that is chopped over the head of the pitcher. The second baseman, Asamura, is charging it. He makes the play. He throws to first. And that is going to retire the speedy Noguchi on a ground out 4-3 for out number 1 here in the 6th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. This game here is defined by squandered opportunities. One would think, not just for the Golden Eagles, but also too, the Buffaloes have had their chances. They just can't seem to unlock their stuff. They got to be able to start stringing something together. There's a first pitch fastball that is taken outside for a ball. Mune had squared the bunt, but he pulled his bat back in time. The count is 1-0. Mune is 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. So here comes the 1-0 offering. And this time it is bunted. It's dragged down the first base line. It's fielded by the first baseman, Suzuki. He flips it to Asamura, covering first. As Mune slides in head first, they are going to have a look at this. I think it's a wasted look, in my opinion. I think that this is the right call, but we're going to have to take a look here ourselves. We get the replay. I guess you got to do something when you're the manager of the Buffaloes. Anything, any intervention, any help from above would be great. We're going to watch this again. I would be concerned about that one because, when Mune bunted the ball, he looked like he was out of the batter's box. It was an underhand hit to first. It looks like that Asamura may have been a little bit late to get there. We're going to look at the replay again at our end. But as I look at the replay, I don't think the Buffaloes are going to win this one. I'd be shocked if they did. Be a lot of home cooking here if that was the case. But we'll see what they come up with in just a moment. If that is an out, it's going to go down as a out 4-3, or check that 3-4. But I think that the hand of Asamura, or the foot of Asamura, got in before the hand of Mune. But we're going to have to wait and see. And as I get the other camera angle, I'm convinced that umpire has made the right call over at first base. And here comes the call. And it is the correct call. It is going to go down as a ground out, 3-4 for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Kai Nakagawa. For Nakagawa, he is 1 for 2 tonight. He singled his last time up, and he has also lined to first. It was a really good swing on that line out the first time. The ball right to the glove of Daichi Suzuki. So here comes the offering from Norimoto. It's a fastball. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. One thing I will say is Norimoto has really settled down. He's been able to get ahead in the strike department. In these last couple innings, there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1. I would have not pegged Norimoto to go more than 6 in this one. But he may be on his way back out for inning number 7. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul. And the count is 1-2. Big Ray says he remembers a coach of his putting a foot in his Asamura when he didn't run out a ground ball. It's very true. Guys who don't run out ground balls need a foot right in that proverbial spot. There is a fastball that misses up, and the count is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Norimoto ready to go back to work here. He rocks into the motion, and there's a fastball that misses down and away. Looked like the home plate umpire wanted to go up with the right hand. Just didn't do it. Pitch just missed a little bit low. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Norimoto ready to go. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded slowly up the middle. Yamazaki ranges to his left. He throws over to first, and it is in time. It is going to get Nakamura by a half a step. Goes down as a ground out 6-3 for out number 3. So for the Buffaloes in their half of the 6th, they go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 6 complete. It's the Eagles 1, the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 7th inning in just a couple moments. Glad you guys could pop in and visit with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Straps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Straps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Straps Baseball.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the 7th inning. It is going to be Hikari Oda, Haruki Nishikawa, and Tsuyoshi Yamazaki come to bat. We're just getting a check to see if the Buffaloes indeed are going back to the bullpen. And if so, it'll be the 4th pitcher used tonight. We'll have to hold on for just a moment, and it is a pitching change. It is going to be Honda Hitomi coming in as he is taking over here. He is the 4th pitcher used. We've seen Hitomi pitch already this year. So Honda Hitomi in the ball game, and he is going to be replacing Taisuke Kondo. So 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order for the Eagles. As we said, it is a game of squandered opportunities for these teams when they have had the runners in scoring position. So here comes the first offering to the right-handed hitting Oda. So right-hander against the right-hander. And Hitomi kicks and fires. There is a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I had to take a double check on that one. 3 for 8 now on the season is the right-handed hitting Oda. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Hitomi has come in here and has not messed around. He wears Honda on the back of the jersey. I often wonder sometimes if that would be a sponsor to have that on top. Hey, make sure you put Honda on the back. Here's the 0-2 pitch. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded through the 6th hole into left field. And Oda is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 7th inning. Curious to see if they're going to run for him here. Maybe make the switch. It is going to be Nishikawa coming to the plate. Normally, I would say this might be a bunt opportunity, but Nishikawa has really swung the bat well this year. I know they're going to be playing for 1 run, but I think with the top of the order, I don't think that I'm looking to take the bat out of Nishikawa's hands. So the runner at first is Oda. He establishes his lead. Batter Nishikawa steps in at the plate. And here comes the first offering, but instead, Hitomi throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. reason I mentioned about the sponsors, the one sponsor that remember that there was a player, a National Hockey League player, his name was Stephen Hines. And Heinz, the ketchup company, they make other condiments as well. There's a ball that's bunted. It's bunted down the first base line. It's a good one. And down the line is Nishikawa, and nobody is going to get there. Breivik Valera too slow to get over to cover. The first baseman who fielded the ball, Tongu, did a great job, but when he looked over to first base, Valera was nowhere to be seen. And the Buffaloes unable to make that play, and into the notes goes is the writing of the manager. Nice play. It wasn't a sacrifice bunt. This was actually a drag bunt down the line. Very nice play. It's going to be a base hit for Nishikawa. The runners are at first and second, and that's going to bring up Yamazaki. And the way Yamazaki has played tonight, I think I definitely am scoring the bunt here. They do have a conference on the mound of Buffaloes. So I was about to say that Hines, with the Penguins, when he was with Pittsburgh, the Heinz Ketchup Company had him wear 57 on his jersey. So Heinz 57 was his jersey number. Of course, his name was related to that. So that was kind of funny. So I wonder if Honda has some sort of deal in Japan to go by his first name. So squaring the bunt is Yamazaki already. The whole park knows it. And it is down. It is a good one. It's fielded by Hitomi. He throws to first. That is going to retire Yamazaki. That goes as a sacrifice, 1-4. And is going to retire him for the first out of the inning. Advancing to third is Oda. Advancing to second is Nishikawa. And that is going to bring up Hideto Asamura to the plate. So Asamura tonight is officially 1 for 2. He singled and was caught stealing in the first. He grounded out to the pitcher in the third, and he walked and was stranded at third in the sixth. The Buffaloes again have the infield in. And Asamura steps to the plate. All they need to do is get a darn deep fly ball here. And they can cash themselves in a run. So here's the first offering from Hitomi. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count is 1-0. They backed Asamura off the plate with some heat under the hands. This is about to be a turning point of the ball game potentially, as Asamura is waiting on the 1-0 offering from Hitomi. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-0. The right fielder Hiroki Shimauchi is looming on deck. They do have the open base here for Asamura. Both of these hitters are very dangerous, and both have been on board a couple of times tonight. So the Buffaloes are playing with fire here. Here comes the 2-0 offering from Hitomi. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball, swung on and missed, and the count goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Asamura looked like he wanted to hit that ball right into the ocean. We have to give ourselves a slight bit of moment here, as it looks like that we have possibly lost our feed. I've only been briefly, though. So here we go. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fushimi flashes his sign to the pitcher. That would have been unfortunate. Here we are in the most important part of the game, and everything goes down. Here comes the 2-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses inside. And the count now goes to 3-1 on Asamura. So 3 balls and 1 strike. There's an open base at first base, but one would have to think that this is the guy they want to get right here. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. And Hitomi kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-2. Oh boy, I'm not sure what Asamura was looking for there, but that sure wasn't the pitch. 3-1. Got to tip your hat to Hitomi. He made his pitch. So Asamura with the pink bat. Ready for the offering from the right-hander, Hitomi. And here's the 3-2. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Asamura is down on strikes as he swung at ball 4. That pitch was a split finger pitch, nasty by Honda Hitomi. It's going to retire Asamura for the second out of the inning. Why does this feel like we're going to see another round of squandered opportunities here? Got to feel bad a little bit for our friend Vivid Life. He's been hoping for the over on 6.5. People were asking me earlier what I thought, and I was like, this game for sure is going to be an over. I looked at the pitching matchups. Couldn't be so wrong. So Hiroki Shimochi steps up. He is 2 for 3 today. He's got a couple of singles. He was thrown out at the plate trying to score in the 4th inning by the right fielder. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. He'll be followed by Jose Marmoleos should he find a way to get on here. Both of these hitters have been swinging well. Marmoleos, though, does not have a hit tonight, coming off a 3-hit performance last night. Alexander Leggett says, this is why I stopped betting on the NPB. Absolute frustration. There's a fastball that is swung on. This ball is lifted down the left field line. It's going to reach the netting and bounce into those temporary seats down the left field line, and that's going to run the count to 1-1 strike. It's so hard to predict sometimes in this game. As I said, I looked at the pitching matchup, and I'm like, this is an easy over. Well, at least for one side, I thought it would be. Vivid Life is projecting. Here comes the double. All you need is a single. A single should score 2 here. Here's the 1-1 pitch. This is going to be an action pitch right here. And the 1-1 is delivered. It is a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-2. Again, another pitch that Honda Hitomi has to make. And he makes a great pitch. So 1-2 strikes to Shimochi. The way this is going, it's probably going to be a 12-inning affair, and it'll be a 1-1 ball game. I can just smell it coming. Nobody will be able to cash this one in. Here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball that's delivered, and it's just off the inside corner. They appeal down to the third base umpire, but they say Shimochi didn't go. Buffaloes were looking for the call. It was another good pitch. The pitch was definitely inside. We can see that. It was right on the white line of the batter's box. But they were hoping to see if Shimochi had offered, and you could see that he didn't go. He was able to hold up. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And our friend Makako says, did they go beyond 9 innings? Yep, they do this year. They'll go as many as 12. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into the seats over on the third base side. And that is going to keep the count at 2-2. Yeah, they do put what we call the ghost runner on base. They do start with runners on base in the Japanese league in the extra innings. So if we get to the 10th inning, we'll explain how that is. But they will cap it at 12, and the game could end in a tie. Here's the 2-2, and there is a fastball that misses down. They apply the tag to the batter, but they appeal down to third because the third base umpire says Shimochi didn't go. So the drama continues as that now runs the count full. So 3-2 strikes to Shimochi. Our friend Kaku says, we hope that this game goes beyond 9 innings. If it does, I'm going to have to put another pot of tea or coffee on. This game here it's been it's been an entertaining game. There's been enough plays in the game to keep it entertaining. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. There is a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. And Shimochi stood there like the house by the road and watched that one go by for out number 3. What another squandered opportunity here for the Eagles in their half of the 7th inning. There were no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. We're all knotted up at ones. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the call of the bottom of the 7th inning. Hang tight, everybody. Glad you're with us.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
We appreciate you, Matt Hollis, and all you do for the YouTube community. And we are going to be back here as we're about to call the bottom of the 7th inning. It's going to be the heart of the Buffalo's batting order. That means it's going to be Masataka Yoshida, Breivik Valera, and Yuma Tongu. That will be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. And we are about ready to resume the action here. Our friend Garkovo wanted to know, where are we based? We are based in British Columbia, Canada, on the West Coast, as we're calling this one here in Pacific time. Well, I'm a bit shocked because I didn't have it this way, but the starter Norimoto is back in to start the 7th inning. And he'll be facing Masataka Yoshida here. And the first pitch is offered. There is a breaking ball dropping in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. 87 pitches through 6 innings for Norimoto. I would have got that one wrong. I would have thought both of these pitchers would have been chased by the end of the 6th. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. Norimoto this year, this is his 3rd start. He had not gone anything more than 5 1/3 innings in his first 2. Here comes the 1-1 offering. There is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. And the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Masataka Yoshida. Just as a reminder, we gave some programming notes earlier. We are going to be back on the airwaves again with the NPB this week. We got some midweek games on May the 11th, North American time, which is the 12th in Japan. We're going to be on at 10 o'clock Pacific. And we will be back on the 12th as well. We'll be doing the Chiba Lotte Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. So hopefully you can join us for that. The last pitch was a breaking ball down to Yoshida, and the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Norimoto goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count runs 3-2 to Yoshida. You can't keep giving either of these teams enough opportunities with early base runners. Eventually, somebody's going to cash in. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Yoshida. Right-hander Norimoto gets his sign, and now he's ready to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and he fires. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to the first base side. The first base coach makes the play, and he's going to flip that one into the stands. So I'm going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our Major League Baseball schedule this week, we are going to do a couple of games. On Tuesday, we're going to do the Oakland A's and Detroit Tigers. We're going to do the first game of a doubleheader. On Wednesday, we're going to call the Toronto Blue Jays and New York Yankees. It's a early morning start, and then we're going to be back on Thursday to do the Oakland A's and Tigers again. Of course, weather permitting. It's been a lot of dicey weather in North America. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to second. It's fielded by Asamura. He throws to first. And Yoshida is going to be retired for out number 1 here in the 7th inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Breivik Valera. For Valera, he is officially 0 for 2. He reached on an error by the shortstop back in the 5th. He was erased on a fielder's choice when he was thrown out at the plate, trying to score on a ball that Suzuki had fielded. There's a first pitch breaking ball. It's tapped slowly back to the pitcher, Norimoto. He fields it. He throws to first. And Valera on 1 pitch is retired. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3 for the second out of the inning. And that's going to leave it all up to Yuma Tongo. For Tongu, he is the only offense tonight. He had a solo shot back in the 2nd inning. He's also walked. And now I always get into the time of the year where I'm saying, boy, I hope fingers are crossed. Where we're streaming from here, we've got a storm on our hands here. We got a lot of rain coming down. So here's the first pitch delivered to Tongu. It's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees. The count is 0-1. Just seems like it has just rained all the time here on the West Coast this year. As much rain as I've seen at this time in a long time. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count goes to 1-1 on Tongu. Probably about 9 or 10 years ago, we had a similar type of spring. So 1 ball and 1 strike. And here comes the offering. It's a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. Now the count goes to 1-2. One would have to think this is probably going to be the last inning for Norimoto. He's about to throw his 99th pitch. We'd think that the Eagles will turn it over to their bullpen, which is a strong pen. They do have a rested closer and some of their setup guys. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and grounded foul. That is going to keep the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the right-handed hitting Tongu. And here's the pitch. It is a split finger from Norimoto that's down in the dirt, and the count now runs to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Norimoto gets the sign from Oda. He rocks into the motion, and he kicks and fires. There is a split finger pitch down. They appeal down to the first base umpire that says that Tongu did go, and that is going to retire the Buffaloes here in their half of the 7th inning. So for the Buffaloes, they go quietly again. That is now going to be 7 in a row retired by Norimoto. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. Is the Eagles 1, the Buffaloes 1. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. The call at the top of the 8th inning. We're glad you guys could pop in here with us again today. Hold tight.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. And your support of our channel is going to be the Eagles coming up to bat when we return. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to have a pitching change as the Buffaloes are going to the bullpen again. We're going to have to get you that in just a moment, but it looks like it is going to be the left-hander Jesse Biddle. He is going to be taking over. This is going to be the fifth pitcher used by the Buffaloes tonight. So Jesse Biddle on in relief, the former Red and Atlanta Brave, is coming into work, and the first pitch to Jose Marmoleos is a breaking ball that misses upstairs for ball one, and the count is 1-0. For Marmoleos tonight, he is 0 for 3. He's grounded to second, he's grounded to third, and he has flown out to left. There's the 1-0 offering, and it is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Biddle ready to go again. There's a fastball swung on. It is grounded softly to short. It's fielded by Kirbiashi. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Marmoleos on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the first baseman Daichi Suzuki. For Suzuki, he is 0 for 2 tonight. He has flown out twice to center field. He got hit by a pitch his last time up, and he was stranded at first base in the 6th inning when the Eagles left the bases loaded. So here we go back to the live action. Left-hander against the left-hander. Biddle delivers a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. For Jesse Biddle, this is his first time that he has pitched in the NPB, and it is probably what we would call a successful start to his NPB career. He's got 3 wins and 1 loss so far. He's appeared in 16 games. He's pitched 16 innings. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Suzuki. He's got a 1.69 ERA. He's only allowed 3 earned runs in those 16 innings. There's a fastball that misses up and in, and the count now goes to 3-1 to Suzuki. He is a big fella. He stands at nearly 225 pounds. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Suzuki digs in, waiting on the offering from Biddle. There's a fastball swung on. His tap slowly over to second. It's fielded by Valera. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Suzuki on a ground out 4-3 for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the third baseman Fumiya Kurakawa. For Kurakawa tonight, he is 1 for 2. He's been on base twice. He singled and scored the only run for the Eagles back in the 3rd. He has walked and he has struck out. So another lefty versus lefty matchup. And here's the pitch from Biddle. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Very impressive performance by Biddle tonight. He's come in and pounded the zone. Here's the 0-1, and there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count quickly goes to 0-2. Biddle is not missing around at all. I'm curious to see if he sticks around for another year or 2 in the NPB, or if he's going to bounce back to the USA. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 1-2. Sometimes the players will try to reestablish their career in the NPB and bounce back to the USA or North America, as you do have the Toronto Blue Jays. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Biddle. It's a fastball that just misses outside. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Here's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded softly to short. Kirbiashi moving to his left, fields it. He throws to first. And Kurakawa is gone. That's going to go down as a ground out 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning. So for the Eagles in their half of the 3rd, they had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 7.5. We're still knotted at ones. The Buffaloes coming to bat in their half of the eighth. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We're glad you guys could pop in here with us. Welcome back, everybody. The Eagles are going to their bullpen for the first time, and it is going to be Tomohiro and Raku coming into the ball game. He is going to replace the starter Takahiro Norimoto. Norimoto went 7 strong innings. He was absolutely brilliant today, keeping the Buffaloes hitters off balance. His only mistake was the solo shot allowed to the first baseman Tongu back in the second inning. He did get himself some defensive help. But now Tomohiro and Raku in the ball game take over, and it is a battle of the bullpens. So comes the first offering to Kotaro Kobayashi. It's the 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Kobayashi, Fushimi, and Godu. Kobayashi took a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. There's another fastball delivered, and this one is fouled away over on the first base side. And quickly, Kobayashi is in the hole at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Kobayashi will be followed by the catcher Fushimi. As part of the batting order here, has only reached on a fielder's choice on base, and there's a foul ball swung on. It's lifted into the stands over on the first base side. I say this because they got to be able to get some production from these bottom third to set the table. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away. Count is 1-2. If they're able to do that, then it's going to allow them to be able to set the table for the top part of the order. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded short. Fielded by Yamazaki. He throws to first. And Kobayashi is retired on a ground out 6-3 for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up Tori Fushimi. For Fushimi, he is 0 for 2 today. He's bounced into a fielder's choice, and he has flown out to right field. He is 7 for 37 now on the campaign. He's hitting a $189. And the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. There's another pitch that's delivered, and it is a breaking ball that misses outside. They appeal down to the first base umpire, but they say Fushimi didn't go. And the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Fushimi. Running out of time here to get some runs are the Buffaloes. There's a split finger pitch that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. As we said, this game is turned into some lost opportunity. Really, in this ball game, the Buffaloes have only left 2 runners on base. There is a breaking ball that drops in for a called third strike. And Fushimi watches that one go by for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it up to Shinta Goto. So Enraku has come in and he's been brilliant. Fushimi has been disposed of for the second out of the inning. Now Goto comes to the plate. For Goto, he is 0 for 2. He's grounded to the pitcher and he has flown out to right field. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Goto. There's the 0-1 offering from Enraku. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. This game is starting to look like an elevator that goes up and down. When you sit there and watch it, that's all it does all day. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. At least that's what it looks like when you're watching these two offenses right now. They just are squandering. Certainly the Eagles have squandered the opportunities more so than the Buffaloes. There's the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. And the count goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. So here's the delivery from Enraku. It is a fastball swung on its tap foul over on the third base side, fielded by the third base coach. That is going to keep the count at 2-2. For the Eagles in their half, it's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up in the 9th inning. And here comes the pitch, and it is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Goto is retired on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. For the Buffaloes, they go quietly, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're moving to the top of the 9th. I got to get another drink of iced tea. Remember, if you're listening to the game, maybe we can get Arizona to help us out. Appreciate you guys listening in. Hold tight. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, or creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We have another pitching change. It is going to be Yoshihisa Hirano, the former Arizona Diamondback and Seattle Mariner, into the game. He is going to be the 6th pitcher used by the Buffaloes. He is typically their closer. He is on here to work the 9th inning. It's a strategy. Usually what teams do is that they will sometimes use their closer in the 9th regardless, and then they'll start using it backwards the other way. They would kind of bring an 8th inning guy in to pitch the 10th, and then the sort of a 7th inning guy to pitch the 11th if they haven't already used them. That's what you normally see sometimes in the big leagues. They work in reverse, but Hirano is on in relief. He had himself a couple of good years, especially with the Diamondbacks. A very good value signing was this fella here. So he is going to face the 8, 9, 1 hitters in the order, and it is going to be Ryosuke Tatsumi to lead it off. And the first pitch to Tatsumi is a breaking ball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Trita producer asks the question, are there extra innings? There is. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. Absolutely extra innings now. They only play 12, though. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Tatsumi. The right-hander, Hirano, delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The catcher, Fushimi, directing traffic. There's a fastball that misses inside, almost hits Tatsumi, and the count goes now to 3-1. One would have to think that getting the leadoff guy here on is going to mean a bunt and a couple of cracks to try to bring him home. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 3-2 to Tatsumi. I'm curious to see what they're going to offer Tatsumi here at 3-2. Is he going to throw him something that he can handle, or is he going to throw him something to chase? Here comes the 3-2 pitch. They kick and deliver. It's a fastball swung on, and it's fought off. It's going to reach the seats over on the third baseline. Keeps the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. The KG veteran Hirano is a wily and experienced right-hander. So our friend Trita, producer, says it was on FanDuel one night and it stopped in the 9th. They'll talk about that in a second. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. And cruising underneath it is Tatsumi, Tatsumi is cruising underneath it is the left fielder Nakagawa, and he makes the catch. That is going to retire Tatsumi for the first out of the inning. Our friend Trita, producer, says he was on FanDuel, but it stopped after the 9th. The last 2 seasons, because of COVID, the NPB was stopping games after 9 innings, so they would play ties to 9. So now this season they have resumed that. They're going extra innings. They do have the ghost runner on base. There's a first pitch breaking ball delivered to Ota, and he's taking it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So that'll give you a little bit of an idea about that. So there will be extras here if needed. So no ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Hirano. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. So Hikari Ota looking rather confused at the plate. He is 4 for 9 on the season. He's batting .444. And here comes the pitch. It is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. And Hirano has retired Ota on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the top of the order, Haruki Nishikawa. For Nishikawa, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He has walked, singled. He's grounded out and flown out. We got Randir Dutt in here. He says, guys, what do you think, who will win? Well, we've been calling this early on that we thought that the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles would be the ones lifting the victory tonight. There's a fastball that is swung on, and this is fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Nishikawa. But the way that the Buffaloes have hung around and the way that the Eagles have squandered their opportunities, you never know. We can get the coins out, but I would say it's still in favor of the Golden Eagles. The bullpen has been taxed here for the Buffaloes. The Eagles have only used 1 reliever so far. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. So Trade-Out producer says, thank you very much. We appreciate you for being here and for sticking in and listening to our game. We are going to be again on in the week on Tuesday evening and Wednesday evening North American time on the West Coast for more NPB action. So if you're around, be sure to stop in and check it out. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nishikawa. Rano leans in. He gets the sign from his catcher, Fushimi. He kicks and he delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. Moving back in front of the warning track is the left fielder, Nakagawa. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it for the third out of the inning. So if the Eagles are going to win, it's going to have to be done in extra innings. They got no runs, no hits, no errors, and there were nobody left on base. The Eagles were retired in order in the ninth. Now through 8.5, it is the Buffaloes 1, the Eagles 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes with the bottom of the ninth inning. We're glad you guys are with us.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave, and your support of the channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of the ninth inning. It is 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the ninth. Stick around, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the ninth inning. It is a 1-1 scoreline between the Buffaloes and the Eagles. It has been opportunities lost for the Golden Eagles tonight. They have stranded 9 runners on base. The Buffaloes have only stranded 2. There's been a couple of close plays at the plate that have nailed runners. And so it is going to be the top of the order here for the Buffaloes, Noguchi, Mune, and Nakagawa, trying to take care of business here in their half of the ninth inning. We'll get you the change here for the Eagles. And up to bat is Noguchi, who is 0 for 3. And the first pitch is a fastball, and that misses outside, and that is ball 1. We've got Chiha Song in the ball game now. He pitched in last night's game. The big right-hander played an important role in the Eagles' success last year. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0. So I am a little bit concerned when I see Song coming into the game, or Sung coming into the game, because he did pitch last evening. Sometimes relievers coming back-to-back the second night, they're not as good as they are the first night. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into left field, and this ball is foul, just barely foul. Oh, boy. You can see that the hitter, Noguchi's got a big grin on his face. He knew that he just about had that one turned around here. That was probably about 6 or 8 inches foul down the left field line. Would have had double written all over it. So that's 2 balls and 1 strike now to Noguchi. Buffaloes, it's really at this point their game to lose. They've got it in their palms here. They just got to get somebody on and be able to bring them around. At the top of the order here, they certainly don't want to let this get back over to the Eagles, as they're going to get their crack with their top part. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined over the head of the shortstop, Yamazaki, into left field. It's going to be a base hit for Noguchi. He's got himself a single, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. So one would think that Mune will be bunting here, and then it'll be 2 cracks to try to bring home the winning run. So Mune rides to the plate. can pretty much bet the house that this is going to be a sacrifice situation. He's got a job to do. The speedy Noguchi is at first. And 2 cracks to bring him home and to stop the bleeding on this homestand. They've dropped the first 2 games of this series to the Golden Eagles. Mune is already squaring the bunt. He was probably practicing that in the on-deck circle. So here comes the first offering to Mune, but instead Sung throws over to first base. Diving back in time is the base runner, Noguchi. See, in this situation here, I know they want to bunt him over to second, but they've got some wheels here at first base. I wonder if they would even entertain stealing him over. So Mune set and ready to go. Digs himself in the box. Ready to face the offering from the right-hander, Sung. And here comes the first pitch to Mune, and it is bunted. It's down. The catcher, Oda, gets it. His only play is to first. That's going to go down as a sacrifice. 2-4 for out number 1. They advanced Noguchi into scoring position. That is going to bring up Kai Nakagawa to the plate. He has got one of the 4 hits tonight by the Orix Buffaloes, or check that 5 if you include the hit now in this inning. So he's got one of the 5 hits. He's hit the ball hard tonight. He lined out to the first baseman his first time up. He singled, and he had a bit of a hard luck ground ball his last time up. So he bats here with 1 out in the 9th and a runner in scoring position with 1 away. So Sung checks the runner at second. He holds at the belt. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses low. And the count is 1-0 to Nakagawa. Nakagawa waggles the bat. He's waiting on the 1-0 offering from Sung. Sung checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It's tapped over the head of the pitcher. Fielded by Asamura. They get the runner at first. Goes down as a ground out, 4-3. For out number 2, it advances Noguchi over to third, and it is going to bring up Masataka Yoshida to the plate. And the Eagles brass is talking about what they're going to do with the star hitter for the Buffaloes, and it's a no-brainer. They hold up the 4 fingers, and he is going to be awarded at first base. They will not face him. They would rather take their chances with Breivik Valera, who steps up to the plate. So an intentional walk to Yoshida, and Valera steps up to the dish. I'd be curious to see if they would put Yoshida in motion here and try to do some sort of shenanigans. We'll keep an eye on that for you, but we have runners on the corners with 2 away, and Breivik Valera stepping in to try to win it for the Buffaloes. For Valera, he is officially 0-for-3 today. He's grounded into a double play. He reached on an error by the shortstop. He's also grounded out to the pitcher. And the first pitch to him is a breaking ball that misses outside. And the count is 1-0. Just as a reminder, once this game is done, we will do a recap. We'll look at the out-of-town scores. We'll give you all the specs on this one. And then we'll wrap it up for the evening. But we may have a couple more innings left in us here if this game does go extras. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Valera. And it is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. On the first pitch, Masataka Yoshida took second. There was no throw down. We would rule it as defensive indifference. So the runners are at second and third. They have an open base at first. Valera at the plate with a 2-0 count. And the hitter, Yuma Tongo, is waiting on deck. So here comes the 2-0 offering to Valera. Sung holds at the belt. He checks the runner at second. And now he delivers, and there's a fastball that misses down. It's now 3-0 to Valera. I think at this point, you might as well just hold up that fourth finger and get on to Tongu. We'll see what happens. So it looks like a great start by the starting pitcher for the Eagles. Norimoto is about to go to waste. So 3 balls and no strikes to Valera. The runner at third is Noguchi. The runner at second is Yoshida. There's 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Sung checks the runners, and he kicks and fires. There is a fastball that misses down, and it is going to load the bases. We got the bases are full of Buffaloes, and that's going to bring Yuma Tonga to the plate. It's going to bring the pitching coach out of the dugout. And on top of it, I don't know if they've got the trainer or if they've got the interpreter, because Sung is from Taiwan. And they are talking on the mound. It looks like to me that is the interpreter who is out with him. He nods and he's ready to go back to work. Normally the umpire will go out on an injury situation to hear what the conversation is. But the plate umpire didn't do that. We got John Cardona in the house. He says, hey guys, 2 outs. Absolutely there is. It's a 1-1 ball game. The bases are loaded. There is 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. John, you walked in here at the right time. So here we go, ready to see if this is how this is going to end. So Tongu steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and an RBI. He's got a home run and an RBI, the solo shot in the 2nd inning. He's also walked and struck out tonight. So he's officially 1 for 2. And here's the first pitch from Sung. There's a fastball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-0 on Tongu. So if you include the intentional pass, which we're not, that's 5 balls in a row. They did intentionally walk Yoshida, but he didn't have to throw a pitch to do it. So 5 thrown balls in a row for Sung. I think if I'm Tongu, I place my bat on my shoulder. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Sung kicks, and he fires. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 1-1. That's Tongu not paying attention to what's going on in the ball game here. I think that pitch was too close to take a swing at. He might have been able to be up 2 balls and no strikes here. So now we're going to have an action pitch on the way. Sung is going to get his sign from his catcher, Tongu. Is ready to battle the righty Sung. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Sung kicks, and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul into the seats. And now that shifts the favor in the hand of the pitcher here as it's gone to 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll probably be going to the top of the 10th here if this can't be finished now. And as we look ahead here, if this game does go to the 10th, it's going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for the Eagles. So I think this is the best chance right now for the Buffaloes to win this game. The base is loaded and a 1-2 count to Tongu. Sung checks the runners. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line. It's foul into the seats. Keeps the count at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tongu. Let's just hope that we don't have a crash with the internet like we did a couple of months ago. I think it was the first week of the season. We ended up losing our connection. But that was because we had a storm going on. The storm here has stopped. There is a split finger pitch swung on. It is tap foul. Tongu is able to stay alive. He keeps the count at 1-2. It was too tough to hold off on. He just cued it off the end of the bat. The ball went to the first base side of home plate. The Buffalo's manager is feeling the heat here. Comes the 1-2 pitch. Tongu is waiting. Sung comes set at the belt. And here is the offering. He kicks and he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Is lifted into shallow center field. Coming in on it is Tatsumi. He camps underneath it. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it for the third out of the inning. So for the Buffaloes in their half of the ninth inning, they strand the bases loaded. There was no runs on one hit. There was no errors and one runner left aboard. We're going to the 10th. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Eagles 1 and the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. We got bonus baseball tonight. Extra innings. You get more than what you paid for, and the cost is free.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. We just have a couple extra moments here as they are doing some gardening around the base paths, as this game is about to go into extra innings. It was a game of squandered opportunities. The Eagles, through the first 9 innings, have left 9 runners on board. The Orix Buffaloes really only, other than the 5th inning where they stranded a couple of runners and had their chances to take the lead, they basically didn't do anything in terms of that until the last inning. And then the last inning, they stranded the bases loaded. So there was a bases loaded jam that the pitcher Sung was able to get out of. That was really the only time where they had basically threatened to score, other than that other opportunity back in the 5th inning. So that is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up for the Eagles. Is going to be Yamazaki, Asamura, and Shimochi. There are some changes defensively. We'll have to try to get those for you as we move along here. And they are going to be looking to go to the bullpen, as Hirano looks like he is done for the evening. So bonus baseball here. We're going to have some ghost runners. Alexander Leggett says, good Lord, absolutely. So we've got ourselves another in the parade of pitchers. And this is going to be number 54. This is Yuta Kuroki taking over on the hill. This is going to be the 7th pitcher used today by the Buffaloes, and I have a feeling that we will probably see more. So Yuta Kuroki on in relief, trying to keep the Eagles at bay here. He's completing his warm-up tosses, and if I would have known that we were going to have yet a second halftime, we would have maybe made some decisions to take it a little longer break at our end. So he is completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway in just a couple moments. So curious to see how this one's going to play out. I remember I called it a few innings ago. I said I wouldn't be surprised if this thing ends up going 12 and ends in a tie. It's a game that nobody really wants to win. Nobody seemed to really want to step up and take the bull by the horns and get a victory here. So Yuma Kuroki on the hill, Yamazaki, Asamura, and Shimochi to come to bat. We'll take a quick peek at the out-of-town scores a little bit later. As we said, after the game, we'll do it. All the games but one are finals. The Giants and the Swallows are still playing. But here we go. Here comes the first offering from the righty Kuroki. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yamazaki. Yamazaki, since he's entered the game, he is 0 for 1. He's also had a sacrifice. He replaced the shortstop Hiroto Kobakata, who left with an injury. He slid headfirst into first base. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Yamazaki. On the season, Yamazaki is hitting 148. He got quite a bit of playing time at the early part of the season. There's a split finger pitch that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. Certainly, Kobakata has helped make a difference in the lineup. He was hitting 270, was Kobakata. Kobakata drove in the only run so far tonight for the Eagles. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded back to the pitcher. A throw over to first, and that is going to retire Yamazaki for the first out of the inning. It's going to go down as a ground out, 1-3. So 1 up and 1 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Hideo Asamura. So we have no ghost runners in the 9th inning here. We'll have to keep our eyes, in the 10th inning. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled for when they start putting the ghost runners out. I thought that they started in the 10th inning with a runner on base. So here comes the first pitch delivered to Hideo Asamura. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into center field. Moving over underneath it is the center fielder Godu. He's going to make the grab. And that is going to retire Asamura for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it up to Hiroki Shimochi. So Shimochi steps up to the plate. He is a 2 for 4 today. He has singled twice. He struck out looking and flown out to left field. He was also gunned down at the plate as he was trying to score from second base back in the 4th inning. So here comes the first pitch to Shimochi. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. Moving back on the warning track is the right fielder, Noguchi. He looks up, and it is gone. A home run for Shimochi. And that is going to put the Eagles up 2-1. He absolutely turned on that pitch and deposited it into the right field seats. An absolute no-doubter. And so Shimochi has turned it around. He's got himself a homer here. That's his 3rd hit of the ball game. And the Eagles are now in control 2-1 here in the top of the 10th inning. John says he didn't know that the NPB used the ghost runner at all. They did a couple of years ago, but I don't know if they implemented into the 12th inning or the 11th or where they actually use it. So we're going to have to see what happens here. So there's a first pitch delivered to Marmoleos. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. And the count is 1-0 to Jose Marmoleos. Marmoleos today is 0 for 4. He is grounded out 3 times and flown out to left. Marmoleos watches that pitch float by, and the count is now 2-0. Alexander Leggett says maybe the Buffaloes will get a run and turn this into a tie. I wouldn't be surprised. They could probably load the bases and then hit a guy, something like that, or maybe even balk a guy in. See something crazy to tie this up at 2. So here comes the pitch. If you're an Eagles fan, you might want to think about getting another run. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted in the right field. Marmoleos is going to get himself his first hit of the ball game tonight for him. He's got a single. He's aboard with 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Daichi Suzuki. And it's also going to bring a visit to the mound from the pitching coach for the Buffaloes. The pitcher, Kuroki, got the first 2 hitters in this inning. And then Hiroki Shimochi had a no-doubter as he deposited into the right field stands. And now Marmoleos is aboard with a single, so back-to-back hits here in the 10th. The manager for the Buffaloes, you can see him in the dugout. He is not impressed. You go from losing in the Japan series last year in the finals to the Swallows to back to your 2020 form. Vivid Life says he may have a problem. He's not completely given up on his 6.5. Well, that's what all good captains do. They go down with the ship, and Vivid Life is holding on desperately to that 6.5 over. But I have a feeling he is on a ship that is sinking. So here comes the first offering to Daichi Suzuki. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken inside for ball 1. Boy, I'm not sure where that pitch was. I have to see that one again. That looked pretty good to me. So 1 ball and no strikes to Suzuki. The runner at first base, looks like we got a runner for Marmoleos. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded to first. It's fielded neatly by the first baseman Tongu, and he just steps on the bag, and that is going to retire Suzuki. It goes as a ground out to 3 for out number 3, and that is going to do it. But there was damage in the inning. There was 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. Now we're moving to the bottom of the 10th inning. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order to come up for the Buffaloes. One would think that it's going to be Yuki Masui coming in relief, but we'll be back in just a moment and give it the call at the bottom of the 10th inning. Hold tight, everybody. 2-1 Eagles. We'll be right back after this.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That is our friend Matt Hollis and another Hollis build after the game. Be sure to check out his channel. We'll be back in just a moment here as we get you the pitching change. Hold tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom of the 10th inning, and it is going to be Yuki Matsui, the closer, coming in for the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Matsui is sometimes can be quite adventurous on the mound. He doesn't necessarily always make easy work of the 9th inning. You'll run up a lot of pitches. But he is coming into the ball game here to face the bottom third of the Buffalo batting order. It's going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. There are a couple of changes in the Eagles. They've got a new right fielder and a new third baseman. We'll see if we can get you those changes if possible here. So we don't have any new updates on that, so we'll have to wait for that. Here comes the first pitch from Matsui. It's a first fastball down in the dirt, and the count is 1-0 to Kotaro Kobayashi. Kobayashi today is 0 for 2. He is flown to right and grounded to short. He also has a sacrifice bunt. His average has slipped to 176. Early part of the season, he was hitting in the 3-hole. Much like some of his Buffalo teammates, nobody has been swinging well. There's a fastball swung on his popped up, but it's going to reach the seats behind home plate. That is going to run the count to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The Buffaloes are down to their final 3 outs in this one. So 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Kobayashi. Matsui holds at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. Racing back on it is the center fielder, Tatsumi, and he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Kobayashi. So 1 away here in the 10th inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. So he just got a little bit underneath it, did Kobayashi. He sent it for a ride. But a lot of real estate was able to be covered down as Tatsumi ran that one down. Now that'll bring up the catcher, Tori Fushimi. I'll just double check on that to make sure that is exactly who it is. So Fushimi tonight is officially 0 for 3. There's a first pitch breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Fushimi has flown to right. He's bounced into a fielder's choice and struck out looking. He gets confirmation from the plate umpire. That pitch was indeed a strike. So no balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 0-1 offering. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Sui is way up here. The center fielder Shinta Goto waits on deck. Speculate we might see possibly a pinch hitter there. Here comes the 0-2 offering. Masui kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-2. So all the Buffalo fans that are in attendance are probably heading to the exits. We'll try to get you an official attendance on this one. Tonight they say 16,296. And I believe it. There's less than there was yesterday. I thought it would be more around 15,000. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Asamura fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to do it as Fushimi goes out on a ground out 4-3 for out number 2. And that is going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Shinta Goto. We'll see if the Buffaloes have anything up their sleeves. Decide to go to a pinch hitter here with 2 away in the bottom of the 10th inning. So 2 away brings up Goto to the plate, and we are going to have a pinch hitter. We'll have to get you that one here for the Buffaloes. This is Ryo Oda who is stepping up to the plate. And the first pitch to Oda is a fastball that misses down. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Should Oda get on, it'll be Noguchi who waits his turn on deck. They're down to their final out here are the Buffaloes. The Eagles are looking to try to complete the sweep. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There is a fastball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Masui holds at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. There is a breaking ball down. They point to the batter, Oda. They said that he went. That's going to run the count to 1-2. So now not only are they down to their final out, they're down to their final striker, the Buffaloes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering. A kick and they deliver. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Masui has come in and done the job as he has retired Oda on strikes here for the 3rd out of the inning. And so for the Buffaloes in their half of the 10th, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles 2, the Orix Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a couple moments We're going to give you the out-of-town scoreboard and wrap this baby up. We appreciate you all being here for extra innings of baseball. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a moment.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life, and as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down, 'cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to go through the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll wrap this baby up. We'll give you our upcoming schedule as well. The final score in around the Pacific League, the Saitama Cebu Lions knocked off the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters 5-1. Dietrich Enns gets his second win of the season. He's 2-1. Segura takes the loss. He goes to 1-3. Saitama had 2 home runs by Yamakawa, his 13th and 14th of the year. Again, the final score 5-1 for the Lions over the Hokkaido Nippon Ham Fighters. The Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks knocked off the Chibalote Marines. It was 8-13-0 for the Hawks, 4-5-0 for the Marines. Sugiyama got the win for the Hawks. Eddie Romero takes the loss. He goes to 2-2 for the Marines. Sagano hit his first homer for the Marines. We'll get back to this one in a moment. We'll go to the Central League. The final scores in the Central League. The Shimatoyo Carp knocked off the Yokohama Dana Bay Stars 17-3. The Carp pounded out 21 hits, although they committed 2 errors. Endo gets the win. He goes to 2-2. Azuma takes the loss. He's 0-4. Home runs tonight for the Carp. And Shikawa hit his 4th. McBroom hit 2, which would be his 3rd and 4th of the season. Sakane hit his 2nd, and Kozono hit his 1st. Bunch of home runs for the Carp in that one. The Tokyo Yakult Swallows knocked off the Yomiuri Giants. They came from behind with 2 on the top of the 9th. Kazawa got the win. Oda takes the loss. McGuff the save. His 9th. It was a 4-3 victory for the Swallows. Adam Walker hit his 7th home run for the Giants today in that one. The Hanshin Tigers knocked off the Chinichi Dragons 4-3. It was 4-7-1 for Hanshin, 3-7-1 for Chinichi. Raul Alcantara gets the win for the Tigers. Rodriguez takes the loss. Iwazaki the save, his 5th. Home runs in the ballgame. Hanshin Oyama hit his 5th. Chinichi Ishikawa hit his 5th, and Ukai hit his 3rd. And there you have it there. So our final in this one, through 10 innings, it was the only extra inning game of the night. The Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles scored 1 in the 10th. They had 2 runs, 9 hits, and 1 error. Orix had 1 run, 4 hits, and 1 error. Sung gets the win in relief for the Golden Eagles. Kuroki takes the loss. He goes to 0-2. Matsui gets his 10th save. It was the home run in the 10th inning by Hiroki Shimouchi was the difference in this one. Tongu hit his 1st earlier in the ball game. So as we go back and give you the pertinent information, it was in the 2nd inning. It was a 2nd inning home run by the Buffaloes. Yumatongo got things going with a run there. In the top of the 3rd, the Eagles got one back on a single by Kurikawa. There was an error by the shortstop that allowed Tatsumi to reach base. A sacrifice bunt to Oda, a walk to Nishikawa. And then Hiroto Kobakata bounced into a fielder's choice, knocking in a run, and that tied the game at 1. It was all the scoring until the 10th inning, until Hiroki Shimochi hit a massive blast to right field with 2 away in the top of the 10th. And that was the difference in the ball game. And your final score is 2-1. Just a couple of programming notes for everybody that is listening in. We are going to be back on the airwaves again for some more NPB action. So in the North American time frame, it is going to be Tuesday the 11th. We are going to be on at 10 p.m. Pacific. It'll be 1 a.m. Eastern. It is going to be the Chibalote Marines and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. We'll also call the same 2 teams on Wednesday night. On the flip side, our Major League Baseball schedule, we're going to do the Oakland A's and the Tigers on Tuesday in the daytime, as we are going to be doing that one. Then we're going to also be doing the Blue Jays and the New York Yankees on the Wednesday. And then we come back and do the Tigers and the Oakland A's again on the Thursday. That's kind of how that is going to shape up for us. Hopefully you guys can be there with us. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys being there. And we thank you guys for stopping in tonight. Alexander Leggett, Vivid Life. We see Like Father, Like Son. He's around. John Cardona. I don't know when we guys are, who else is going to be around in here. But we did see a few other ones like Trade App Producer. We saw The Living Room as always. We saw Makaku Gargovo. He was in here today. Big Ray, Troy Trolls, Ruben Hogan, Nash, and everybody else who tuned in to listen. We appreciate you guys being here. Once again, everybody, we look forward to having you. Like Father, Like Son says, Braves Padres next weekend. Not sure we can do that. We'll have to look at the schedule and see how that's going to shape up, and we'll get to what we can when we can. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you again for listening. Have a great night. We will see you again on the flip side.